Hello.
Hi.
This is the podcast of Big Talk.
That was good.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Big Talk with BILLY502. Episode
What's up,
5.
guys? Welcome back to the Big Talk podcast.
With underscore.
With underscore.
Oh, hang on. Let me fix this real quick. I messed up the sign. This is what I get for my sins.
This has started well.
Yep.
I'll tag in, tag me in. Welcome back to Big Talk, Australia's #1 podcast, like number 5, I want to say, in Scotland. Connor's getting us up there. And I want to say we're like top 10 in like Azerbaijan or something, like somewhere kooky. I don't know.
I heard India is a big fan of us.
Yeah, shout out India. I like your cricket team.
Welcome to Big Talk. Thanks, Eddie.
Is that
Connor, you're up.
everyone else?
Damn.
It's inverted for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's inverted.
God damn it. I'm gonna get
Sponsored by Milo cereal, apparently.
Hold on.
Today we got Bilal back. Bilal's back.
Unfortunately.
Yep, sadly.
Yeah, he threatened to get us all cancelled on Twitter if we didn't bring him back in. So, you know, here he is. Yay!
I'm sure that's exactly what happened.
Truly a desperation move by the BILLY502 man. I've also returned for my second episode, back by popular demand. I made a video. It came across well.
He's a content creator now.
I'm a content.
Yeah, it's one better than it. It's one better than Bilal.
I'm an influencer. I influence people. That's what I do. Okay. Anyway, I guess.
Oh, sorry,
you want
real
to take
quick,
it from here, Matt?
Pardon?
You want to take it from here?
Yep, sure. So today on this episode, we're going to be talking about TV shows, specifically TV shows that have been previously cancelled or finished their run that we believe should either come back in some way or another, be rebooted, continue streaming or filming, or, you know, basically continuations of old TV shows that are no longer filming. Before we get into that, though, we're going to get into some world news, as we have always done, and have never missed whiz ever. Bilal, you're up.
I don't have any news. I honestly do not. I don't.
Current anything. You can say.
I do not look at the news or anything.
Podcast is named after.
Bilal was releasing a video on the 17th of August.
Yo, let's go.
That's
kind of awesome. That's kind of awesome.
Damn.
You could do that.
I'll upload it now.
Jace, Connor, thumbnail.
No, I'll actually try. I'll actually try to do something. Like if I can work out the time to do something.
August 17th.
I think I've been quite lenient on you there. I've given you what? 1, 2.
I can edit I can edit a video in a day or something. It's whether I'm going to.
I've given you 3 weeks.
Why have you waited 4 months?
I can do it. It's whether I'm going to do it is the thing. This kid. My God.
I can't believe we ever named the podcast after you. Alright, Connor, you're more interesting. Go up.
I'm the one who came up with the freaking podcast.
Wasn't that a combination?
Keep telling yourself that, Bilal.
Whatever.
I think it was a combination between me and you. Because you
had
done a podcast.
It was just people hey, we
it was literally a meme between
what if we made this into a podcast?
We literally thought it up as a meme, and then Max came along and was like, why not actually do it? And then yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it was me, but okay. I'm sure it was me.
Jace told me prior, and then
Jace just saved the podcast. You're the savior of the podcast.
We were going to quit, but then Jace
Connor and Bilal come up with the ideas. Well, Connor comes up with the ideas. Bilal leeches off it like the scummy parasite he is.
Little fucking bastard piece of shit.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I went into...
Eddie and I make
provide the interesting commentary.
He funds it.
And the funding, that too. That's also very important.
Eddie funds it, I make it happen, and Jace makes it good.
Yeah, Jace makes it actually good.
And Harry...
Fucking go!
But Harry
I provide commentary, but Jace makes said commentary good.
Yeah, stroke my ego.
I mean,
Stroke.
Ed's only here because he paid.
Oh, stroke your ego, alright.
Okay, shit. All right, shit. All right.
I've never,
Alright,
I've never
alright.
given you.
Let's get
Oh no,
back on track.
I have bought stuff for you before.
I've got
Alright.
world news.
Hold on.
I've got world news.
I bought you Fall Guys.
Oh yeah!
Comic book kid. I have world news.
Damn, he
Yeah.
has world
Yeah, okay.
news.
I have world news.
What's your world news?
Well, the Olympics have started.
What? No, they haven't.
Yes, they
Don't be
have. They,
silly.
the Olympics started.
Olympics?
Entitled the 2020 Olympics inside
What?
2021.
That was last year.
Okay, why is this guy here? So far,
You
Australia have done
finances us.
okay. I believe they're coming
They're
soon.
there. They're
They've got
competing.
we've got 3 medals so far. We got a bronze, which was won by Brendan Smith in the men's 400-meter individual medley, which is swimming. In
They're
fact,
doing
all our
better than
medals.
San Marino. That's all we can hope for.
That's the goal. And all our medals are actually in swimming, but I think that's like the only events that have finished.
I mean,
And then silver was won by
swimming.
Jack McLaughlin, and he won the men's 400-meter freestyle. McLaughlin, very Australian name. And then gold for the 3rd year in a row in the women's 4x100 freestyle relay.
Women?
that was-
Ugh,
yeah.
cringe.
They represented our country and came first. Max,
Who did?
what are you first at?
what did you
Yeah.
represent your country and come first in? Huh?
Big Talk with BILLY502, the number one
You're not
podcast
coming first,
in the
Jason's
I was
world.
gonna
coming
say,
Thank you
first.
very
you're
much.
kind of fourth here in that. You
Now-
got
Who's coming
Jace,
last?
then me, then you, then below.
Okay, fair.
Alright.
Yeah,
medals,
that's those fair rankings.
medals are cool and all.
I'm sorry,
but you know
Bilal,
what's
but you need to
you know
upload
what's
content.
really cool?
God damn it.
In all fairness,
Family.
I could only put you below that.
Family.
Family, but
No more
also
family memes.
sex. And there was a rumor going around that the Olympic officials made the beds out of cardboard so it wouldn't support the weight of when 2 athletes
Of 2
had
people,
sex.
yeah.
Unfortunately, this was fake, and it was already an initiative to reduce recycling done by Tokyo. But I still think it's better to believe that
That it was an
that was
anti-sex
not-
initiative.
Yeah, it was an
That's how
anti-sex initiative. But
That's how they go so well. They got all that pent up they got all those pent up hormones and shit to make them. It's like they gotta go out and give it their all because they're all so pent up and fucking celibate for the next few months.
But what's the kicker is like, every year the Olympics give out a certain amount of condoms to the participants. I don't know, it's like a fucking souvenir or something, or like you can fuck
Olympic
safely. In Rio they gave just under 500,000. This year they gave out 160,000, so it was a big drop. But they said, as they gave them out, you can have them, but you're not allowed to use them. In fact, a direct quote is that if they use them, they risk fines, disqualification from events, and in the most extreme cases, deportation. So they're like, here, have condoms. Use them and you lose.
Yo, is this like some sort of like weird like jigsaw movie or something?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know what he's doing. Guys, don't be-
Play a game.
Yeah, they're like, oh, don't be silly. The
Use
beds
them
are
and you
okay.
die.
But yeah,
That's
so
so
I think it begs the question, like, are the Olympics even good without the athletes fucking each other? Like, do I even want to watch them? Do I even care?
If I can't watch Michael Phelps get railed by a dolphin, what's the point? What's the point?
Jesus Christ.
Question.
Alright,
I'm-
Eddie,
Oh,
you're
we
up.
can move
All
on.
right. So
Actually, no,
first
wait,
of all,
Connor,
No,
do you
go
know your
ahead.
world news?
Go
okay.
away.
Okay.
I have a short announcement. This is a very short one. I'm branching
It's 17.
into the interpretive art industry. I call this one 3 broken pieces of a green rubber band.
Damn.
That's postmodern art, not
Yeah.
interpretive. I'm talking about
I don't
interpretive
know. I don't
dance
know
for
what
a
it's
second.
called. Interpretive dance.
Got something, Edmund.
But
You've
in
got
other
something.
news, New South Wales is still ruining COVID for everyone here in Australia.
What's new? Ed, we said news.
There was Sydney protests against the lockdown.
Oh, did you see the dude punch the horse? That was so fucked.
What?
I'll put a picture
Oh
of it
no!
up
Wait,
here,
I
but
didn't
yeah.
see that.
Dude, that was so
I put it-
fucked.
I'll
There
put in a
were
picture here of it. It's
there were
pretty
like
good.
the police horses at the protest. A guy
And
just
some dude just punched
punched
him in
a
the
horse.
face.
Dude, that's fucked up though. Like
Like,
What?
protest the lockdowns all you want and whatever, right? Because the handling of the situation has been terrible. We'll get into that in another podcast episode. But leave the horse alone. What did the
Let
horse
the
do?
What did the horse do to you, man?
Let the horse fight back. He'll hit the fucking. I'm backing the horse every day.
It'll look like a fucking
Um,
Mortal Kombat fatality if it kicks you back.
Actual news.
Wasted.
Waste.
Actual news.
Me when I
Pokemon
commit
made a
crimes.
MOBA and it's better than
Yes.
League of Legends.
True.
Everything's
Pokemon.
Everything's
Pokemon.
better than League of Legends. Hey,
Hey,
Oh,
hey.
sorry, you play League of Legends? No, I don't do that. I go outside and I shower. I like to do those fun things.
what?
So
I'm
Connor,
a Smash player. I can't relate to that.
Holy shit!
Damn.
Oh,
This is
you
what-
allow.
This is
why
what
we
you say.
keep you
What
here.
the fuck, Billy?
You've earned your keep. Connor,
I
what's
actually
your
did
world
think
news?
of. I literally just thought of some random news.
Okay, go.
Just
Okay,
randomly.
go
Oh, sorry. go on.
If you didn't know, in Angry Birds, Rovio removed all the games from the App Store for like almost
This
like
is
no
old
reason.
news.
This is, but like they announced it like I think like a couple weeks ago, like something like that, where they said that like they like after like a year or two after of the games being removed from the App Store, they're just like, all right, we're going to like start adding them back to the App Store now. So just
What do
like,
you
oh, cool.
think about
Wait.
it?
we're thinking
Wait.
we're going to do it eventually, but we don't know yet.
Wait,
So
hold on,
we're
hold on.
working on it. They're working on it.
Are you telling me we could get Angry Birds Go back on our iPads and iPhones?
no.
We could
Yeah.
bring back Angry Birds Go.
Oh yeah, that might happen. Hopefully,
It's like
they
another
also made like a new
Birds
Angry Birds
expansion.
game, Angry Birds Reloaded, and it's only on. I think it was like it's only on Apple devices and it's only on Apple Play, which is like $8 a month. You have to pay for
Fuck
to
that.
play. You
Apple
have to pay like
Arcade.
$8 a month
Got it.
for Angry Birds Reloaded, and I'm like, I waited like a year and a half for an actual Angry Birds game, and you have to pay like $8 a month for it.
Hold on. Oh wait,
I
he's not
forgot
angry.
you're an
enough.
actual
Hold
like
on,
Angry
hold on.
Birds like fan.
Yeah, man.
Look, guys.
Alright,
Guys.
What's
Wait,
that
hold on.
doing?
Angry Birds.
Wow,
That's better than I
exactly
thought.
as I remembered it.
That's beautiful.
he's got the V thing because he's angry.
He is angry.
Oh yeah,
He's angry.
damn.
That's all the reason behind it.
No, I literally drew the rest of it, and I'm like, there we go, it's an angry bird, and then I realized, oh wait, he doesn't look angry.
Just
Looks exactly like them.
Yo,
You have
dude,
that meme where it's like,
Dude, I used to have a Windows phone, and Angry Birds was one of the few games that could run on it. So I just played
Yeah.
Angry Birds on it all
I've-
the time.
Yeah.
I've never played an Angry Birds game.
actually.
Damn.
you're not missing much.
Damn.
Despite
that's-
Bilal's
What do you
raving
mean you're
praise.
missing so much?
Yeah, Angry Birds is
Alright,
epic,
Connor,
bro.
let's get back to your news
Oh, yeah.
real quick.
So my news is like sport, kind of related, because that's all I can think of.
The Olympics.
Hey,
Just so we did the Olympics.
Because
What
I
Olympics?
think
Yes, I know.
soccer's part of Olympics. Australia managed to beat Argentina.
that
in
was so
some fucking
insane.
way.
They were paying $17 raw win, and they won 2-0. I was scrolling through the odds, and I was like, "Oh, Australia getting pumped." I would have said bookies' favourites would have been like 4-0 Argentina,
Yeah.
and it was 2-0 Australia. One of the best upsets in Australian
Yeah.
soccer history.
That's like a 6-goal difference.
Yes, it is.
I know.
Good job, Ed.
Wow.
Nerds.
Nerd.
That's right.
Alrighty.
That's right,
Alright.
ladies. I do basic mathematics. No, not
Stay
basic
away from
English
them.
though.
Man, this is
Clearly
why we did math methods in school. So this
Damn.
good.
Is
to
it?
get women.
Okay, Ed.
Yeah.
We did go to an all-boys school. It's been a while since anyone there has
I
talked to a
didn't.
woman.
I didn't.
Oh, no one cares when you
Damn.
went,
Leave
Jace.
me
You're...
out of you guys. You little gentleman's club.
Damn, I bet. I bet.
So this
I
is
bet he
Jace's
knows
last
a
episode of the
woman.
podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode.
I've had a good run. Making
I'm
fun
kidding,
of
I'm
Maris. Making fun of Maris was the last straw.
All right. Hear me out, Jace. Jace, name one woman you know.
Your mum doesn't count.
Queen.
Other than that,
Wait.
Shit.
I know the
Queen's
women you know, though I
daughter.
also know.
Queen's daughter.
I feel like I know an answer he can give in, and it's going to be yeah.
you want me to say what I think you like? We all want to say here.
What are you going to say?
Bilal's mum.
She's a lovely woman.
Exactly.
I mean, you do know her.
I just yeah, that's true. I didn't know
You
that.
do know her, in fact.
Hey, you thought Bilal's
Alrighty.
mum? I was thinking Max's mum. He was going to bring up Max's
I'm not,
mum.
I don't really know Max's mum though.
Yeah, but I feel like that's why Jace would say it.
She has Snapchat.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Okay, can I get
This
my
is
news
why
now?
you're gonna get kicked off the
Nah.
podcast, Jace.
Can I get my... Go do my fucking
Yeah.
news now. Jesus Christ. I don't really have much of it.
Have you
To be
ever
honest.
realized that the Snapchat ghost looks like Among Us?
Shut the fuck
Shut
up.
up.
God.
Fuck up it. Oh my god.
I swear to
No.
fucking God.
This fucking god.
Bye. I'm
He
gone.
He's gone.
Good.
Okay, anyway. So, my news.
Oh, frick,
I've got
no.
two main ones, really. Kanye West has apparently been teasing like a massive album coming out recently, and similarly to Elden Ring, it just didn't
Elden
happen.
Ring.
Yeah,
Elden
know,
Ring
people said-
happened.
yeah, that's the thing. That's what makes it different, though. So I was getting to that.
Hold on.
So unlike Elden Ring, where that happened,
That's what makes it different.
Yeah.
How do I?
That's not-
it just didn't
you gotta
happen.
hold it, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, Kanye just didn't drop his album, so that's pretty funny. People have really been pretty mad about that from what I've seen. He just came, from what I saw, he just like came out on stage in front of a bunch of people and just like stood there and said nothing. And it's just, I don't know. It's,
How do I do this? There we go. That
I've
works.
won.
You
Oh,
can see
damn,
the
so
G.
I'm gone.
Come on.
Damn, that's really funny, Ed.
Okay.
That's a very funny
And
joke.
also,
Who's
some
doing it?
news from my band, The Martians did it. We've got some new
Oh, I forgot you
music
had that.
coming out and an
Yo.
upcoming gig in August. So more
Wait,
details. I'll-
is your gig at a lockdown protest?
How'd you guess?
Oh god.
No, we're playing.
Myself.
Are you an
No, we're looking at playing in
Max? Are you
the
an
basement in
anti-mask?
Belconnen for the moment. So all things going ahead, we should be playing there. That'd be pretty cool. More info on that will be released soon. But yeah, otherwise, let's just jump right into the topic today.
Alright, I need
So
to put
like we said
Luigi
before,
back.
we're going to be talking
He
about.
served his
T-
purpose.
Well, I was just gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm putting Luigi back. He served his purpose.
It was here. We got the
he's
clicks.
still here, guys. It's fine.
He's still
We
here.
got the clicks.
So yeah. So all yeah. Christ alive, can't speak today. Yeah. So we're just gonna talk about TV shows that should come back or should be revived, etc. I guess we'll start with Bilal. What show did you pick for this week?
Well, as like the kind of person from this podcast who like watches a lot of kids shows or watched a lot of kids shows and stuff, like I don't
You're
really
this
like I don't
person
like
here.
fully believe they should be like revived. This is kind of just like old shows I just wanted to talk about and your opinions on what they are now and whether they should keep going or not. I think the biggest one I want to talk about is Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh no.
I was addicted to Thomas the Tank. I had a birthday cake that was a Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah.
I think I've seen photos of that, or someone's Thomas the Tank Engine birthday party. I don't know.
I was addicted to it.
Yeah,
Must have been mine,
I think a lot. It's not rare to like the show. Like I watched it as a kid, and my brother did as well, obviously. And like we have like a bunch of like toys and like the engines and stuff, and like kind of like that. And like like it's been going on. The show has been going on for a very long amount of time.
Oh,
I would say,
I'm back. I'm still here. I'm just moving the camera.
yeah. I think
Wrong way.
about
so-
like
No, it isn't.
70 something years it's been going on, maybe longer. The show
Is that
itself.
Bilal Soul?
Yeah, this Bilal, I
Yeah.
found your soul.
That's crazy.
Talking
But like,
about
yeah, the
Thomas-
show's been going on for very long time. I think like at least like over 70 years
Let's
or
see,
something. And
Thomas
like
the Tank Engine.
Some
Yeah.
might say
I was gonna
too
say
long.
11 years.
yeah, I would agree with that, a bit too long. And like it was like I think it was like last year it got announced where they were doing a reboot of the show where they
First
changed the-
appearance was in Thomas the Tank Engine in 1946.
Yeah, I was,
Jesus
yeah,
Christ!
The Thomas the Tank
yeah,
Engine.
it's very old. It's very old. Like it wasn't a show at first. I think it came before that as
It would
well.
have been a.
It was
like
a book
serial or
series
something.
first.
It was a book series first. Reverend W. Audrey wrote it as a book series first, and then later it became a show and like that, and then it kept going and going and going for just a tad bit too long, I think. And, like they're gonna reboot the show. I think it's like more. I think like it's actually like August or October or some like near the end of this year where the first few episodes season is going to start airing out and coming out, and it has mixed feelings about it. A lot of negative feelings on the show, on this
That's
new
not really
art
mixed
style.
feelings. It's just negative feelings.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
mostly
mixed
just
feelings.
negative. I'm going to.
The
But like
negative
I
and
say
the
that
very
because I'm going to be honest with you. I think I like the new direction the show is going for than what it is, which is a pretty controversial opinion. Because a lot of people, because like Zan kind of like my brother keeps up
You're
with
gonna
like
get murdered online.
yeah, I'm going to get absolutely murdered online for this, but like I don't
mean,
think
not
it's
that
like
anyone
I don't
watches
think
this
it's a good.
podcast.
I'm gonna be
Oh.
100% honest. I think the direction they went for
I mean,
they're
Jace
going for the
watches it.
show is good, but I don't think they should be keeping the show at all. I think the show should have ended like 20, 30
kill off
years
Thomas,
ago.
Just kill him off.
Yeah,
his
honestly, I
time has
think-
come.
I think what they're trying to do now is a good idea if they executed it like ages ago. Like if they did this like 30, 40 years ago, I think it'd be fine. But like now that they're doing it now, after
It's
so
like-
long,
It's like counterpoint.
it's really become too much of a thing at this point.
Well, Bilal,
It's
you're
like-
no longer the target audience.
I know I'm
Yeah.
not the target audience and I don't care about the show. I just wanted to bring it up. Like
Yeah.
and like a lot of people are like, oh, this is like the worst thing that has happened to Thomas, and like it's really bad, and like they should not bring in the show in this direction. But like I kind of disagree with that because like I think this is better for the show. Like apart from just straight out canceling it and just stop making it. Like I feel like priority number one should have just been stop making the show entirely, and like and if they didn't want to do that, which they're choosing not to, is to go in the direction they're going in right now. Because it's literally like every episode is literally structured exactly the same, and it's just the same thing over and over again for like 70
Well,
years.
the thing is, though, with that, it's not like supposed to be sophisticated children's
Yeah, I
television.
know.
It's not on the same level as something like, say, Young Justice, anything near
Yeah.
that.
I know
See-
it's not supposed to be like that, and that's I think that's the problem with the fan base is that's what they want it to be. Is they want I would know. My brother is kind of in there. He has like Twitter and stuff like connected to a lot of people. He knows this kind of stuff. He
got
knows a lot
connections.
better than I do. But like
That
it's literally most of the audience for Thomas the Tank Engine that like have the more opinions are literally just old people, like older people that watch the show as kids and for
So it's
some
like the
reason
My Little
still
Pony
watch it.
fans.
Like yourself.
Thomas is more of like that. It's almost ascended just being a show. It's like a brand.
Yeah.
They're going to keep churning out stuff because there's always
Yeah.
going to be new kids to watch it and new kids to buy the toys.
Yeah.
It's not so much about like you talked about. It has the repetitive formula. They don't need
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah,
The
that
thing
that,
is,
that
that's
is
sort of
true
the
though. I
appeal.
100% agree with that. Like, it
And,
doesn't need like it doesn't
Honestly,
really
it's all
need
about selling the
that much.
toys.
Yeah.
And
That
at the
that is
same
literally
time-
the whole show. That is literally
the
all
parents
it
will
is
buy
about.
up the little kids for the toys.
At the
You
same
have the
time, that's-
the wooden railway. You can sell a lot of like little Thomas the Tank Engine themed wooden railway sets.
Yeah, there's like
And
wooden.
it's
There's
great
like
for
there's like
merchandising.
4 or
A big
something
part
different
of the appeal
types of
Thomas the Tank
trains.
Engine is its simplicity because, like
yeah.
I said, it's not supposed to be sophisticated television. Or you're going into it, you're getting Thomas is going to go on an adventure, he's going to mess up, and he's going to learn a lesson at the end.
Yeah.
And like,
I think
yes,
the
it's the
problem-
same thing every time.
This is
I
all
think
your
the
whole point
problem,
is-
though,
Thomas.
I think the problem the show had was
You
that
are a very
it tried to
useful
follow,
engine.
it tried to follow a
Into the coal mines
sophisticated
with you,
type of
Thomas.
storyline too much because the fans wanted one, and like all the fans are like literally like 30, 20, like 20 plus year olds who watch the show as kids and like want the show
Yeah.
to like age with them. And the problem is, and then like the like Mattel and stuff that like makes that like funds the show and like kind of like that kind of stuff.
We don't want
I
to
kinda
listen
saw
to what
that.
you think.
This
I feel
kind of
like
just like went
you're
like, oh,
old.
whatever. Your guys' opinions are probably correct. So they listened to them, made the show like that, and then it didn't go well. It just makes like merchandise and stuff off of it. And then like I think they now realize, oh wait, we shouldn't listen to these stupid idiots who as like 50-year-olds' opinions, like literally 50-year-olds like judging like a 3-year-old like rated show is like, oh, maybe they're not right on what these like little children actually want to watch. So then they're changing it now, which I think is fine for what they're doing.
Yeah, I
It's
feel like
okay.
The Thomas the Tank into the storyline. We got like Thomas uncovers a secret CIA coup to overthrow the Fat Controller.
hey,
Damn.
hey, Thomas has always been inclusive of all body types, and I respect that.
Wait, no, that's what his
No
character's name
fat
is.
shaming.
No, that's what his character's name literally is. The Fat
I know.
Controller.
Yeah.
They were always
Because-
so
no.
inclusive.
No,
Fat
because
with a PH.
that's the thing. Because a fat man is a person who is overweight can be a control of a train station. Anybody can, no matter your body type. So it is inclusive. The name's a
Maybe
little
his
sketch.
first name's just fat. His parents didn't like it. Have we looked into the law?
Dude, he was a psychopath as a child. We all
Yeah,
know.
are we
It's only
sure
in
it
one
isn't
of
just
the-
spelt
it's
with a
a-
PH?
One thing I did want to say is I think like like the theme Bilal was talking about, and that will be a recurring feature on this podcast is nostalgia, and
Yeah,
wanting
that's- yeah.
to go back to.
That's
Well,
the
they
problem
like-
in stuff.
they like it.
Yeah.
So,
Is that
Mm.
it literally got like blocked out from what it should be making from just what people felt nostalgic for. Because like if you watched like one of the first few episodes from like the first season and then one of the newer ones, the newer seasons, they are very different how they are, but that's only because the old episodes had a completely different fan base on like what culture was kind of like that, because they were made in like the late 1900s and like that. Like people changed a lot between the time from then versus now. Like 20
Wow,
years is
people
quite
have
a bit.
changed since the 1900s?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and I
not
don't think
bad.
I don't think a lot of the fan base kind of realized that because because they want it to be the same as the old episodes, and like that's not how kids like to like. Because like if you watch an old show back then versus one now, it's so much different to what it is now. Like a lot of the younger kid shows, they're so much more like colorful, bright, just
Yeah.
completely random, like kind of
That-
stuff like that.
That's what I noticed. I remember vaguely a few years ago watching a Thomas the Tank Engine episode. It was just like on the TV or something.
Yeah.
And it was so bright. It was like the saturation just went up all the way. And I remember back in my day, I just remember like lush greenery.
Mhm.
Like I remember Toby, who was the brown one, and that's
Yeah.
the most distinct because I remember the way he was animated was like really realistic, almost like dark wood.
Yeah.
Like,
And like partially because
with the old show, the big appeal of that was that it felt like it was toys. They used the toys and stop motion animated a lot of it. So the appeal of it was that it's like seeing your play set and your toys coming to life.
Yeah.
Whereas
And it was
now
also
it's
like-
more so
yeah.
it's more so now that it's like they want less of that. It's like, well, kids aren't really paying that much attention anymore. It's a theory. So
Yeah.
as long as we make it bright and luscious, so it kind of loses a lot of that character.
Yeah, and
which
also
I think
it,
it's
like
a fair
yeah.
complaint.
it's also like because like it's following a less realistic approach because the old show and kind of like followed like it was very strict on like actual railway rules and like regulations and stuff like that. It was like very strict on like what can and
That's the
can't
trick,
actually
Chase.
happen.
You follow good criticism up with a fucking meme.
Yeah. Nice. But like yeah, like it followed like very realistic and like that, and like realism like that is fine for a show, but for something for like a kid show that's targeted for like toddlers and like ages under that, that's not going to work as well anymore.
I guess, do we want to vote on whether we think it should be rebooted or not?
It is
like,
technically it is getting a reboot, so I would
Well, then
say
it should-
whether it should be continued
should
as
be,
a
yeah.
reboot or not.
I think
Do you
there's
want
no
to start?
I think there's no point in rebooting it. It's just like it's Thomas the Tank Engine. Like I
It's
don't
one
see it.
Steve the
Like,
Steam
what do you-
Engine.
Like what lore?
Shut up.
What do you like? What new audience are you gonna get with a reboot that you couldn't just get from just keeping the show going?
Yeah.
Like there's no. It just seems like a lot of effort for what you just okay now the same kids are gonna watch the show they would have been watching anyway. Like a rebranding and a restyling of the show is different from a full reboot. Like you can change the style of a show and whatever, but like which is if they want to do that, that's fine. But like at the same time, it just seems like a waste of time and just to make it a reboot more than maybe a rebranding.
Yeah,
But
I'm
even-
posting a
even
picture
that-
of it in the Discord. This is like kind of like what it's going to look like. You can put it up on
That's
screen.
cool and all, but Max, does that
Yeah.
picture say it's the train from Among Us?
Yes.
It might.
Just ignore it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, like I posted it on the Discord. That's like
Yeah.
that's like the art
Why
style they're
is there
going
Michael
for now.
Jackson Loki in
Like the art
Discord?
style now, like if you looked at that
Should
and
have
like
paid
if you
attention
remembered
prior
what
to
it
the
looked like before.
podcast.
Okay.
Look,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I'm kind of okay with the reboot. I think
Yeah.
I guess in a perfect
world,
world, no, I'm never gonna watch it. But in a perfect world, I think they keep rolling with or trying to make what they have better. But I think it's inevitable that it's always going to gravitate and shift, just because they're going to have new ideas and they're going to feel
the lore
a
of the
little
Thomas
torn
the
out.
Tank Engine
It's
franchise.
too inaccessible.
It's too inaccessible. There's too much lore. There's too much to understand behind it.
Toby's like died and not died so many times. Or whatever. Thomas has gone back in time and met President Roosevelt. It's just too much for kids these days.
Oh my
The
god.
one thing I don't want is for it to disband. I want Thomas to stay because it's that nostalgic feeling. I want to be like.
I want to show my kids Thomas the Tank Engine one day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to be like 90 on my deathbed, and I'll be like, "Oh, there's
I
no
want Thomas
Thomas."
the Tank Engine to outlive me.
And it's gonna be like surreal. It's gonna be like surreal Thomas the Tank Engine, and he goes, "You're a train, Edward." I know, Thomas. I know.
I would watch that. I would watch that.
Fucking Lord of the Trains, and it's just fucking Thomas the Tank Engine. Like it's Lord of the Flies and Lord of the Rings.
The
It's
rise
both
of
in
the
one.
planet of
Yo,
the trains.
he do be pouring.
It's a prequel series. It's a prequel
I can't
series.
wait for
It's out-
Thomas Potter to
It's
be
got
out.
like
Max.
5.
Max,
Yeah.
are
I'm
you
having dinner.
cereal for dinner?
He's hungry. Leave
That
him
was
alone.
really loud as well, to be clear.
Eddie, it's
Yeah.
all I can
it was
afford.
really loud.
I can't
Leave
wait
the
for
fuck
Thomas
alone.
Potter to become a thing soon.
Oh fuck my vodka.
Connor, what did you
What
think?
do
of-
you think, Connor? Of
Yeah, what do you?
Cereal and
I
vodka.
just, the thing is, like, I've got the designer from Discord on different servers, so it doesn't cover the recording stuff. I can see kind of why they've gone with that type of design, because it's a lot more, like, childish, I guess.
Yeah, it's a lot more flexibility as well for them, because now that they follow a more cartoonish style, they don't have to follow restrictive rules of like, because like Thomas kind of followed a somewhat like restrictive rules on like what like for like real life setting kind of.
You know that
Like it was
motherfucker's
bending it a
throwing
little
loose.
bit, but
You
like
know
it
he's
tried to
throwing
stick
loose.
with it. It tried to stick with like a realistic kind of like it's kind of like this is like happening in real life kind of thing. It was following something similar to that. This was the idea. This one's following a more cartoonish, flexible setting because like there's a lot of movement, a lot of jumping from track to track stuff. Like if you remember Chuggington, it's like following that kind of philosophy.
I hate Chuggington.
I also hate
You
Chuggington.
introduced me to Chuggington, and I hate it.
I hate you for it, Bilal. Don't introduce me to fucking Chuggington.
God damn it.
This is why we didn't have you in the podcast last time. Because all you do is talk about weird, obscure children's shows.
Okay, maybe let's
Hey,
move
that's
away
my
from the
character in
children's
this thing.
shows.
That's what I bring to this podcast.
It's either super famous, well-known shows, or shows that nobody's ever heard of before, and then they look up because of you, and they hate it.
Hey, Chuggington isn't that obscure?
Yeah,
Bilal
it's
would-
shit.
Not
I don't
Like,
think
you
I don't
so.
think it's that obscure, but it's shit.
obscure.
I mean, it's not that obscure.
Bilal will be like, yo, I found this pretty niche show from the early 90s. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't know if you...
Yeah,
But it's a pretty obscure
know.
show. You might not know it. It's called The Simpsons.
You got Tim Hayes. God damn it.
It's still going to this day, actually. You should check it out. It's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
funny still. It's still pretty funny.
yeah, holds up.
And, yeah.
Very good at predicting the future.
Just real
So-
quickly, the old seasons of Simpsons do hold up. They're so funny. This is the new seasons that are garbage. Just like,
I like them all, kind of.
really?
Yeah, I haven't noticed much of a difference.
I think a lot-
haven't seen much
I
of
think
the
it,
Simpsons stuff.
I think there's like still some really funny moments, but overall there's been for me at least, a big decline. Anyway, we're not talking about the Simpsons. So
Kind of, were you
what is
yes
it?
or no
We've got
on the-
one for no, one would prefer no
Yeah.
reboots, and one would
Like,
so kind of doesn't care.
in all
Yeah,
honesty, I kind of like the idea of them rebooting it, so that's different.
Mm.
But
Not
it's
missed
also the thing which, if it wasn't, it wouldn't change anything for me.
It wouldn't change anything, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and there's like 24, 25 something seasons anyway, like
Yeah.
20 episodes in each. There is plenty of Thomas the Tank Engine content to watch anyway, and like
extensive, like you said,
realistically, like a kid like nowadays, like if they didn't know about the show now and realized it was a thing and they liked it, they would not be able to watch every single episode of the show before they would lose interest in it already. So I think there's definitely enough content for it on its own that it doesn't need a new series. And I think the show is still fine for like a kid to watch. It's perfectly fine for like someone to like a little kid to watch and think, yeah, this is fine. I like watching this. Like the older ones might be a bit weird. Like the older ones might be a bit hard for like a kid to watch and stay interested in, but the newer ones, like season like 20 and up, would definitely be a lot better for them. Would be fine to watch. So I don't feel like in my opinion, like I don't really care that the reboot is happening. I just feel like it was unnecessary to reboot it at this stage. If they rebooted it in like 20, 30 years earlier, I think that would have been a better point to chuck it out.
I think
it would
that's
have worked a lot better.
I think that's a general consensus that it was unnecessary.
It feels unnecessary because at this point, why it doesn't need anything more at this point.
Ed, did
Like-
you have any thoughts?
No,
Listen, okay, so
No. Okay. Cool.
Thank
Alright,
you,
good,
thank
moving
you,
on.
Ed.
I'll keep it short.
No,
just
like you. Lol. That's what God said when He made
He's
you.
4'9", ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe that? I
I
can't.
thought
I see it.
Okay.
Eddie of blast for no reason. Sorry, go ahead, Eddie.
Anyway, sorry. So, the problem with rebooting something that has such a long history as Thomas the Tank Engine is it's going to upset a lot of the old fans
Yeah.
that, are too nostalgic for what it once was. But on the other hand, you gotta keep these things fresh, keep them up with the times, keep them in line with the industry these days.
Modern
and
sensibilities.
Yeah.
I didn't ask, Max.
Holy shit.
Ed,
Sorry,
you look like
no, it's fine.
You look like
but
you look
yeah,
like the short Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie. Shut the fuck up, you.
in that film.
Okay.
I think I
Anyway, in my opinion, I honestly, in Thomas the Tank Engine wise, I think honestly, I don't feel like they should have rebooted it. I feel like what they already had, they could have kept going with, and it still would have been just as successful because it's Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't know Thomas the Tank Engine at this point? It's everybody. It's
Yeah,
So they
everyone
didn't
would have
really
watched
need
it at
to
least
reboot it,
once.
but whatever. I don't really mind either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
It's gonna
invested
affect-
in the Thomas the Tank Engine.
The
fan
only
base.
thing that's going to happen, like the most controversial thing is that I'm going to be forced to watch it, probably
Oh,
with
no.
Zan, because that, or
It's
like
just-
begrudgingly, like very begrudgingly watch maybe a couple episodes, and if it's that bad, I don't think Zan's going to make me watch it anymore. If he's going to make me watch
Hope
it
it's bad,
after that.
but hope it's bad.
Like I might watch like 1 or 2 episodes, and like if it's like actually like unwatchable for me, I mean fair enough, but like
I feel
I'm not the target audience obviously,
Yeah.
but like
I feel like the only big changes I can think of them making besides the style change is maybe like talking about like I imagine they might make the fat controller just not fat, and they might
no,
or
they're not
at
gonna
least-
change-
or
I
at
do
least-
not I
or at
cannot
least
imagine
change
they're
the
going to
name.
change that.
And I don't know.
no Topham Hat.
I'm just thinking. Like I imagine like they're if they're gonna update it for like a newer audience of kids, they'll probably tackle like a lot of queer issues, which I mentioned. And I'm honestly, I'm kind of
Thomas is
pre-disgusted.
gay.
I'm kind of pre-disgusted, but also like very prepared for the backlash. That's eventually going to happen. I think that's
I
going to
don't
be
know
fun.
if you want sensitive issues like that being tackled by a rebooted Thomas the Tank Engine series. I don't
Yeah.
think
True.
That is targeted to like 5 and under.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
True.
Because you're
Well,
going to
I
get it
don't
from both ends. You're going to get it from both ends. You're going to have people saying, I don't want you talking about this. And then you're also going to have the people saying they're pushing an agenda. So it's like,
And then you
can't
can have
really
the people saying, "Why is the train gay?"
How can a train be gay? Let's talk about this real
Exactly.
quick.
No.
Where does Thomas have balls?
How do trains fuck? That's the question.
No, we're not. No, we're
No.
No, we're not getting into this. No. Moving on. Moving on.
And
The
what
Olympics
picture?
aren't for them.
Does
We are not
have
talking
balls and
about
where-
this.
I'll let you know.
Different
Like,
show.
I'll actually let you know, guys, on stuff like when it comes out on what the show does or anything.
Cool.
If you actually care
Update
enough.
us on whether
Please
it's good or
don't.
not, because I'm not
Please
watching
don't.
it.
Yeah, do a video on it.
Yeah.
Do a video
Yeah, do-
on
Oh,
it.
make a video. Make a video on it.
Make a fucking video.
Oh.
Yeah, step 1.
How am I gonna make a
I don't
video
care
on it
if
without
that's
making it a
just make a
YouTube
video.
Kids video, though? How am I gonna do that?
It's like
I mean, just make a
every
YouTube Kids video if
swag
you
video
need
in
to.
the first 1 minute.
No,
In the first
Bilal,
minute,
call it
every
something
swag.
else.
Actually, no, don't make it a YouTube Kids video. That's suicide for a video. I just
Yeah.
realized. Yeah. No.
just call it something else. Call it like getting 1,000 kills in Valorant. It's like, all right, now that you're all here.
Now that you're
Now
all
that I've
here,
got you,
time to talk about
Well, just do-
Thomas the
Damn,
Tank
my
Engine.
viewer attention rate is gonna be so high out in that video.
No, it actually,
I feel
the
like it
joke is
would
it
be.
actually is because people like, oh, yo, this guy got 1,000 kills. How is that even possible? And
Just
then
call it Thomas
you
the
just
Tank
start
Engine
talking
gets
about Thomas the
1,000
Tank
kills
Engine.
in
And like,
Fortnite. Easy.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
moving on. Connor,
I was
Tell
gonna
us
go
what-
Ed because we go across the.
We'll go in cross order.
I can't see your screen, so I'm just
Yeah,
On
gonna
a Discord.
okay.
Yeah, we'll go with Ed then.
okay,
Then you, then Jace.
Easy peasy.
so
Are
I'm
you-
gonna preface this by saying I don't watch a
Uh-oh.
lot of TV.
Oh, maybe.
So
Yeah,
this was pretty hard for me because I was looking through cancelled
So
and
hard
ending
for me,
TV
guys.
shows, and I'm like, I don't know what these things are. What is this? Judge Judy's ending, but they're replacing it.
Is it?
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
yeah, I heard
but they're replacing
Heard
it with
about
a
that.
new series called Judy Justice.
Oh my god. Bad. Doesn't
Yeah,
have the same
no,
rating.
cancel it.
Cancel
We
it,
can only
cancel
do
it.
that.
I
Okay,
might
yeah,
know,
yeah,
I might know.
That's just a thing. Also, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Was that ending?
Yeah,
Ah.
Is that ending?
yeah. Apparently, last season's coming
Oh,
out
yeah.
sometime this
Oh,
year.
I heard. No, I think that's because the company that owns it is I think someone bought them out or something. Like I think even Disney actually bought them, and they're kind of being full. Oh, from what I know, I don't know if this is true or not, but this is what I remember hearing. Is like the company that owns the studio that makes Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they got bought out, and I had a bunch of their series and shows and things cancelled, like similar to how when Disney bought out. Okay, that's
cool, but when's
Fox.
Brooklyn 910 coming out?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is so good. Where's Brooklyn Nine-Nine 2?
What's after Brooklyn 910? What's after Brooklyn 910?
God damn it!
What is it? What is it? What is it?
Brooklyn 1010.
No, I don't think that's right.
That doesn't sound correct.
If it wasn't 1010, well, like we got to keep the 9. The 9's fundamental. Yeah. What would you have it then? What would you have it then?
Brooklyn 911. Is it like the police?
Holy shit! Do you know what? Do you know what 911 is?
Quite right.
Do you know what 911's based?
It's a bit too long, I think. It just doesn't roll off the tongue.
Oh my god!
What do you mean Brooklyn 911 is not as smooth off the tongue as Brooklyn 99?
No, Brooklyn 911 sounds like a drama.
How would they do it?
Well, I'm thinking something a bit lower than 912 and a little higher than 910. And a full number, you know what I mean?
Full number.
What did you say?
You went down this avenue, I just want you to finish it.
Well, what do you think?
Just give us the clip, Ed. Just give us the clip.
God damn it.
No, I'm not giving you
Ed, I'll cut it out. Ed,
we can't.
You won't.
You won't.
I will.
I can't trust you. Okay. Fine.
Ed, I'm the one that has the thing. I'll just cut it out from the thing I sent to Max.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna say it. Brooklyn 9. And then you just cut that out. Make it look like I said.
Cut what out?
No,
this whole thing's going.
If you actually say it,
Ed,
then we can just bleep it.
No, I'm not gonna actually say it.
Ed, you gotta say it.
I don't trust you.
What's the problem?
Ed, just,
I don't understand.
Ed,
I have an idea. If we just have Ed say something and we just bleep it out.
That's true.
Yeah, then we act like he's
actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ed, where do you get Slurpees from?
Brooklyn 7-Eleven.
Okay, we've got the 11, we've got the 9. I'll clip it together.
Okay, cool.
We've got it.
And
oh my god, I can't believe that he said that. That's so disgusting.
Holy shit.
Come on, Ed.
Brewdez is cancelled yet again.
Yeah. That's actually uncalled for as well.
That's disgusting, Ed. That's really bad. That's really bad.
But, okay, that's blah 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 shows. Blah blah blah. Don't care about those. They're the lame shows. What I'm really here to talk about is gaming. And specifically gaming shows. Specifically the Australian ABC gaming show Good Game. Which was running for quite a while. It was like the only real for a while it was the only real show on Australian television that completely focused around video games. And it was the whole thing where like all updates on like gaming news and like reviews of new games and stuff like that. And it had quite a big fan base. Damn.
I remember waking up Saturdays, 8 a.m. just to watch Good Game.
Yeah, classic show.
It was so awesome.
It's great.
I never really got into Good Game. Sorry, I said Big Game.
Big Game.
Good Game.
Big Game.
Big Game hunting.
Good. That's all gaming spin-off. No, I never really got into Good Game when it was on. Really, like not even Spawn Point. To be honest, I think I only really watched ABC 3 for like the animated stuff. To be honest, but I don't know. Watching it back now, I've seen like reruns and like
I'm pretty
on
sure
YouTube and whatever.
Good Game Spawn Point was like I'm like the opposite. The only show I watched on ABC 3 or whatever was Good Game Spawn Point.
I was basically the same.
That's totally fair. But, like,
I never watched ABC 3. It wasn't my thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I've seen clips of the show and I'm like, yeah, it's alright. I don't always agree with every review they give, but you have to.
No, yeah.
But like, I can see the appeal of it now, and I'm thinking if I gave it a chance when I was younger, I definitely would have liked it. But I think it's just because I was little, and it was basically like for me, it wasn't a cartoon, so I just kind of didn't pay it any mind. And like my friends talk about, oh yeah, this great show, Good Game Spawn Point. They never tell you. When I was like, the group I was in was like, you either watched it or you were like a loser pretty much. So it's like, oh, you don't watch Good Game? Well, I'm not going to tell you anything about it. You have to watch it, otherwise you're a loser. I'm like, okay, now I don't want to watch it.
You're cringe.
You're not a
I'm a fucking loser. I'm not a gamer. I'm not a gamer, guys. I shower. I'm not a gamer.
But anyway, so of course they had
It's kind of weird.
they had the
Really
main
scum-
show on ABC2, which was like the Good Game, which was for everyone, including adults. They reviewed
MMA.
like all sorts of gay adults.
Yeah.
Like they had I remember they even had they would actually swear at some points. Like not like a lot, but like yeah.
Andre said the N
Andre
word.
says fuck.
But yeah, it was
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
and like
Allegedly.
it was like a mature enough show. But then of course, you know, they had ABC3, which was the very much kids focused channel. So they decided to branch off with Good Game Spawn Point, which was a version of the show that was directly targeted at kids. And they had a basically thing where they wouldn't review any games that were over a rating of PG, which cut off a lot of their options. But because they had the main show to review those games, it sort of worked out. And those two shows basically ran side by side. But then it was one of the years, two of the hosts, Hex and Nick Boy, both decided to leave in the same year. And they went over to, I think, Channel 7 to work on a gaming show on Channel 7. That didn't really go for long. But so after that they were like, yeah, that's fine. But the producers sort of just said, hey, we're gonna drop the main Good Game show. Because, you know, they just didn't want to carry on with it for the next year, but they kept going with Spawn Point because, of course, a lot of the kids were really into that sort of stuff. Pretty much their main target audience was gamers, and a lot of that audience was kids. So they kept going with the kids show, but stopped the adult show, and they stopped all the other side shows like Pocket, which was the one Nick Boy ran.
What year around
what
was
period
like this
did
kind
Good
of
Game
show?
run from?
Yeah, well, like 8 like year.
Like, what was
The Good Game, the original show, started in 2006 and ended in 2016. So
wow.
Okay.
it ended on its
that's
10-year anniversary.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I
yeah,
guess that
honestly.
makes. That is kind
I
of
mean,
nice,
that
actually.
is kind of nice, I guess.
10 years is
But,
pretty good. Still,
I guess
yeah.
that kind of makes sense. I guess that kind of makes sense as to like why it's the sort of they just have more of the kids. They kind of lean into more of the kid focus.
I mean, Spawn Point is still running to this day.
No, yeah,
Like,
it's saying
people
it sort of
are.
makes sense they'd lean into the more kid focused show because like even still today I feel like the stigma behind like games are just for kids is sort of like something where people are sort of only growing out of around like recent years because like
Yeah.
us like our generation and like the generation above us probably the ones that like they're the ones that sort of grew up with video games and they're like only just kind of now going into adulthood, and so prior to this we get like, you know, our parents and our parents who are like just sort of see, you know, video games something only like little kids, and like they're not gonna be inclined to give it much mind if it's like. And I guess at the same time, there's probably definitely a larger child audience at the time. But at the same time, that audience that used to watch Good Games Spawn Point and still does probably has now sort of grown up. And I'm sure, and like I don't personally watch Spawn Point myself, but like they're not going to get to everything, of course. So they'll be like, okay, I really like the hosts, I really like the gimmicks and everything they do here. But I would prefer if I could see the new God of War game review or something like that. Or,
Yeah,
the 16th Call of Duty they've released. If
very
anyone gives a
much.
shit about
The
what
problem with
people think
only
about Call of
having the
Duty.
kids, the problem with only having the kids show is they miss out on a large pool of games that they can't really review because of
It's
their
less accessible,
yeah.
almost.
And I'm pretty sure to this day, the only game they have reviewed that's above a PG rating with Breath of the Wild.
That's M.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Breath of the Wild is rated M. That's the only M-rated
Oh, but it's a
show
Legend of
game
Zelda
they've-
game, so I guess they
Yeah.
kind of get away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Breath of the Wild
Yeah, that
isn't
makes sense.
super gory violent. Like it's just like
not
it's
cool,
it's just fantasy violent and like that, and like it's not too
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
So I can understand. Yeah, I get why they would do that.
But yeah, like, after that,
Well-
Barjo, of course, left the following year. 2017, he left. And then I think the following year after that, Goose also left. And at
oh
that
my
point,
god, I remember Goose.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
so at that
Which one was
point,
Goose?
huh?
Which one
it
was Goose?
They'd throw to Goose. Like they had Darren,
the big
Robot,
beard.
Right, yeah, I remember.
Hex and Barjo, and they'd be like, "Alright, Goose, what do you got?" And then it'd be his
Yeah.
thing.
Didn't Hex leave too? I thought it was. Didn't Hex leave? before
Hex
Barjo?
and
Hex
Nikolai were the
is
first two to leave.
Yeah, they were the
That
initial.
they
Okay,
left in
okay.
at the end of 2016, and then they cancelled the show because they couldn't be bothered to keep running it, but they kept going with Good Games 1 point. And then 2017, Barjo
Yeah.
left. 2018, Goose left.
I guess I don't know. I feel like the thing is with
Darren's still there.
I think I don't know. I haven't watched the show in a while, but I'm pretty sure he is still there. Hold
I
on,
guess the
a
thing
little,
with,
check
if you were
I'm
to
pretty sure he is
revive,
still there.
What's up, Max?
I guess the thing is if you were to revive Good Game Original, like who would you get to run it? Would you get sort of like
That
an
was
established gaming?
Yeah.
Like, would you get an established game personnel, like say,
Would you get me
God forbid, Ninja, or
or me? You know,
no, but then,
I
like actually,
got some spare
but
time.
like get someone who's sort of like a personality, but it's like they're sort of lesser known and they're just kind of there to give their gaming criticism, or would you get someone who has like some clout behind them, or would you like I guess I don't know what would if you were to revive it, Ed, for example, like what would you do personally?
So if I were to, like, of course I'd love to have the old hosts back, but they've of course gone on to work on
They've
their own
moved on.
things,
They've moved on.
which
Yeah.
I'll get onto later, because it is a big part that I do want to talk about. But of course, if you can't get them back, I'm not really sure who I'd want. I wouldn't really want any like huge big name celebrity people, like or anything. Like
feel
I
like that
don't.
would ruin it. If it
Yeah,
was-
I
Yeah.
feel like that's not really the sort of thing people
because then
want to
that
watch.
becomes the appeal of the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
it was
with a
relatable.
game like Good Game, you want the
You just want,
it's relatable, and you want
You want
game
random
and, like-
people who are gamers just like you to tell you what they think about these sort of games.
Like Hex
Because
Star.
it
Because, like,
changes
the
your
episode-
opinion when someone
the
popular.
episodes I've watched
accepted.
of Good Game, it's more like it's less so a reviewer, and it feels like it's like you're going to your friend's house, you play the game together, and he's just telling you his thoughts of it or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, this game was okay. You know what I mean? Oh, Jason's off.
That's fine.
But,
I'm sure he'll be back.
Oh, dog's awake.
Yeah. But then that's just kind of interesting there. So yeah, and as well, like if you get like a big personality, that sort of becomes the appeal of
Yeah.
the show. Like it's Good Game with XYZ, right? Instead of like,
Good game with
and then the
Billy
show doesn't get
502.
judged
Oh
by.
god,
Oh
no.
hell yeah!
That is a golden ticket.
We got rid of it. It doesn't matter anymore. He's irrelevant. Bilal, you're irrelevant. Anyway,
Well,
Dang it.
back
But
to
yeah,
what-
realistically speaking, I think they're gonna keep Spawn Point going and not bring back the original. I think they'll just stick with what they're doing, and
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
'Cause it is what-
Honestly, it's similar to
It's
the Top Gear
unfortunate.
situation.
Yeah.
It's not the same without the original trio, but they've moved on to their own sort of things that they're doing.
And there's not really anything we
Yeah.
can do about that. That's just how things
Yeah.
like
are.
it's
Mm.
yeah, like it's different. It's different. Yeah, like it's different, and it's like it's not necessarily what we particularly would want, but what they're doing is working for an audience, and it's making money and making the revenue, and people are enjoying it. So it's like, if it's working and people like it, what's the problem with it? I would personally, like I said, I was never a big, or even at all, a good game fan, really. But I feel like if they did revive it, it'd be something I could probably jump into, and I personally feel like it would help me get into Spawn Point and just give me a reason to obviously watch more TV, but just I don't know. I feel like it'd be it's something I could jump onto instead of having trying to dig up old old reruns on YouTube or wherever you can watch it now, if you can watch it anywhere, that kind of thing. But if it doesn't get revived, then it's kind of that's shitty, but what are you gonna do, kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's a big yes for me. I would love to see Good Game back.
Yeah,
the nostalgia hit would be so cool. It would be
even if they had just had an anniversary episode where they brought back all the old hosts for one episode, that'd be great.
Yeah, if it was a full-on season, it'd be a little
yeah. But if it's a special feature sort of thing, I'd love that. That'd be great.
They cover a gaming convention or something. It'll be interesting.
I mean,
yeah, that's fair.
Oh yeah.
I first I guess Good Game was sort of a mini Nintendo Direct or a mini E3. They took games and they were displayed them, gave them some promotion, and told them where you can get it, where they're available. And it's too bold to say that's why I play games, but it's a big reason. They got me interested from a pretty young age.
Another problem with this is why would you produce one of these old shows for national television when a lot of people are just gonna find this stuff online on YouTube or stuff where there's already big pre-built communities for all these stuff.
I think that's
game
the
reviews
problem.
And stuff.
That's a pretty big problem they have now. Is literally normal people can literally just get a camera, do it themselves, make a review of it themselves, and just upload it to YouTube for free.
That was why
that's a massive.
I'm pretty sure that's why the Channel 7 show that they tried to start fell through.
Because multimedia
is
becoming easier
what's
to
that
produce.
show, by the way, Ed, actually?
I'm trying to.
The one thing
it's kind of
with TV is stability and a constant schedule and reliability. If some Randy upload, if old mate BILLY502.
Oh, here we okay, I found it.
I'm gonna be
God damn it!
I'd be less inclined to believe or trust what he says in the review if a sanctioned broadcast by ABC was putting it on. I'd be I trust these guys. They're on TV, actual full-on mainstream media.
As well, it's sort of TV, as much as we always bitched about how there was nothing on, or how everything kind of sucked. It was always kind of look, it's there, and you don't have to search for it. Where I guess if you're gonna look for a good review or whatever, you kind of have to go find someone you agree with or someone you trust the opinion of or whatever. And then, I guess it's easier to just have it given to you through TV than having to search for it yourself through YouTube. Or I'm thinking, something that could be interesting. I don't know how successful it would be or how it would work, but maybe if they could jump onto, a streaming platform or something, partner with something like that. I think if they were going to do that, they may as well just start a YouTube channel, though.
Yeah.
And, probably have their own.
That was my first thought when Ed was
talking.
That
honestly, if they were going to do it, that would probably be the best way to do it in this day and age.
Yeah.
A lot of big gaming companies and stuff can do that now as well.
Actually, I just thought while we're talking about this, while it sucks this is gone, isn't it? It is kind of cool to think though that nowadays anybody can make something like Good Game. While it sucks, we'll never get Good Game itself. It's a kind of not just good. There's kind of it's sort of opened the door, so it's any old regular joke can kind of get up a camera and say, like, give their honest opinions on a game, and people will tune in because, like, they're just interested or just trust your review or whatever. And yeah, like I said, it's never going to be the same thing, but at the same time, it's like what that has spawned, no pun intended, is interesting.
Yeah,
And I think
I
it's pretty cool.
But if you want to know, the show on Channel 7 was called Screenplay.
Oh,
I think I heard that. I didn't watch it.
Oh, gross. No wonder.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they
But
only
shit,
did
man.
it for 1
Now-
year, and then it sort of fell through, and they...
Screenplay with the BILLY502. Banging name, Shad name.
God damn it!
Wait, what
Bring
was
it
it
back?
called again?
Channel 7? Hit me up?
What was it called? Screenplay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was called
Screenplay.
Screenplay.
Let's one episode of on the podcast or podcast pals episode. We should just review every episode of the
Jeez,
fucking
that's-
Screenplay series.
Wow.
That sounds
But-
horrible. I can think of a dozen things I'd rather do.
Yeah.
But I
So
do
we've
want to
got-
move on to
Okay.
what these people are doing, how's
doing
things
now.
are going today with like the host where they moved on to. So I'll just start. Barjo is just a full-time Twitch streamer at this point.
Twitch
Oh
ambassador.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Fuck yeah.
go check out his Twitch. His streams are actually great. I love watching a lot of his streams. It's very entertaining
Very
content.
Very, very cool.
But
Alrighty,
for most of the
right.
others, like Hex, Goose, and Nick Boy, they actually all got together and formed their own studio, where they work on there's like an independent studio where they work on some of their own things. And just last year, actually, they decided to get together and start up their own little gaming show that they run over on Twitch. And essentially, it's called Back Pocket, which one of the spin-off shows for Good Game was Good Game Pocket, which was one run by Nick Boy, and a lot that sort of had its own like subculture of people, and they wanted to bring that back, so they, of course, brought it back with Back Pocket, and it's just like they have a weekly show where they just like talk about all like the games that they've been playing this week, and it's a lot like lower budget, sort of casual, more sort of thing, but it's like it's quite fun to like watch, just like see what they've been up to, what they've been playing, get their just basic thoughts on how what they thought of these games, and it's quite good, and I recommend you guys check it out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right.
Good recommendation.
Connor, just quickly.
That's actually very much a recommendation, because Max, you said like, oh, if I were to get into like Good Game,
Good game. Yeah.
like back then, of course that's
Okay.
a little hard now, but I would recommend you check out Back Pocket.
Yeah. No worries. I'll go look through on Twitch probably tomorrow or something.
Yeah,
when I'm
they have a YouTube channel
Really?
where they upload all like the VODs and sort of
highlights.
stuff.
And
So.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries. Yeah. I'll give that a watch when I get the
Yeah.
chance. All right. Just a bit way of the time. Connor, how long have we been running for?
The recording on my side has an hour and a half, but that adds in like 20 minutes prior to the start of the podcast.
Oh my god. Who have we done?
And
you and me and Bilal, yeah.
I did say
Holy
when
shit.
you went in a Discord call, I said, I think it was just me, Ed, and Bilal. I think Jace was gone at the time. And I was like, okay, let's try getting this 2.5 hours so Max has to edit that. And we're all going to get towards it without even
You're a
trying.
bunch of fuckers.
Hey,
Alright,
look, we are
so
5
I guess
people,
we'll do-
but we're doing TV shows.
True. I guess we'll just move on to Jace now.
Connor, right?
What?
It's linear, Connor. Bilal,
Yeah.
Ed, Connor, you, me.
Well, I'm thinking because Connor, you and I are both doing like superhero shows.
I have multiple
Like, just-
shows I can do. I thought of it one that
I mean, like-
would love to have back.
I mean, I'll
We can
go.
go,
Okay.
Jace.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
you go. 'Cause I think Connor and I can go and tie into each other easy.
I mean, I'll try to go pretty quick if we're being time sensitive.
No, take as much time as you want.
Not particularly, honestly. Don't worry about it.
You got
Okay.
most an hour.
At most. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Basically, when I saw this topic, I was like, what reboots do I like? Like, what ones have been done, which I think are cool? And I was like, I just went back and I was like, got this massive nostalgia hit. I was looking back and I was looking at all the shows that used to be on Go, and stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh, Power Rangers, even Pokemon. Like, all that sort of stuff was so cool, and I liked it a lot. And then I was like, alright, if that's what I like... Oh, cameras. If that's what I like in a reboot, what don't I like? And I was thinking of all the Disney live-action stuff they've done, which has been really hit and miss. And it's like specifically Lion King, Aladdin.
Yeah.
Like, they good intentions, but like almost ignorant in their like deliverance.
Execution.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that, because I haven't watched all of them they made, because I didn't even know how many they made at the time until like I just saw on like Disney Plus. I was like, oh, they've made live action movies of these ones as well. They're like, oh, cool. Like I think the ones that I've watched, like Lion King, Aladdin, Jungle Book, are like few that I remember mostly. The few ones I remember, and they were fine, kind of. They just have like these like small-ish flaws that kind of stack up with it.
It was just, they're not bad movies, right? Because they're just like retelling the same story. But what the issue is they're ignoring what made the movies good in the first place. Like go to Aladdin. What do you think is what was the best part of Aladdin? For me, it was the genie and Robin Williams, and the way he got into the character. And then they threw Will Smith into the live action one, and he was never going to live up to it. It was like they were throwing him on the bus almost, or like in the Lion King.
That's hot. That's hot.
In the Lion King.
Sorry.
Like, you could tell like the basic story purely by the colours of the characters. And the one that I've seen a lot of people talk about is Zazu, the bird, the like advisor.
Oh yeah, I know.
In the animated movie, he's got lovely red and blue colors, very like welcoming. And in the movie, it's really dull. He almost looks withered. Like it's not really someone you'd feel like is a general good person.
Welcoming.
I think it's hard. It is really hard to translate something that's animated to something live action and realistic like. And I think that's the hard restrictions they have to follow for it, and kind of have to deal with, and that kind of suffers with it when they make it in the movies. It's like it's hard. It's a lot harder to like make something that was previously animated and that had a lot of movement and stuff translate to real life, because like animated movement is so much different than real life movement.
So I took these factors and I was like, what would I want to see remade? Right. So I was like, I need something that I get a nostalgia hit from. I need something that, you know, when running the risk of remaking it, probably won't ruin it. And I came up with two examples. One of them was less risky and one of them was more risky. The less risky one is a reboot of Total Drama, which is... Have you guys seen Total Drama?
Yes.
Yeah,
I've seen a couple episodes. I haven't watched the whole show, but I've seen a few episodes.
So the Total Drama series was a Canadian show, first released in 2007. It's basically animated Survivor.
Yeah.
So
it was literally just like making fun of like Survivor and those types of reality shows. It was literally just poking fun at them.
Yeah, it was like surreal comedy. It was like very self-aware.
Psychopath.
It was really good. And the 3 seasons that I remember most of the first 3, which was Island, Action, and World Tour, and researching it was like they were really well received wide round, and then the next seasons were like critically and fan base they didn't like them. and they were just like. But I'll be honest, I haven't seen the new seasons, but I'll take the internet's word that it was bad. And then they
I've
did
seen
some
a few of the new
spin-offs.
episodes. They're not great.
They did some spin-offs, which is heavily targeted towards kids. Like I think it has the original cast as like toddlers.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing
then
about that.
I was like, what would I make from it? And I was like, I'd want the original cast, and I just want basically a nostalgia hit with some updated jokes. And I was like, the big thing is I don't want it to be marketed towards kids because I want it to be towards me. So it'd be a total drama, but its rating's M, so it's not PG.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's like marketed towards like an older audience this time, because like I think the original was like marketed to like teens and like that.
And,
I think it was just
I
main marketing.
entitled it Total Drama. Here we go again, and I didn't steal that from Mamma Mia. I promise.
Total
Oh God!
Drama.
Oh God!
That's
Here
not
we
bad.
go again.
Jeez.
That's not a bad title though.
And I just wanted it to be more humorous for older viewers, and like throw in some, I guess, edgier jokes, just some more relevant jokes. But keep it mainly the same because it had such a good thing. But if they had like a wider, I guess like
demographic,
or just a wider, like more freedom in what they can do.
Yeah,
and it would reach out to more people. And the other thing was
sort
like
of similar to what they did with Young Justice season 3, where they kind of like up the rating and just kind of targeted to more like older kids and like adults, almost. Where like they kind of has the same sort of general like story and vibes and themes, but it's like they can do a bit more and be a little bit harder edged with it.
Yeah, that was my safe one. The risky one was rebooting Adventure Time.
Ooh.
Because Adventure Time, wonderful finale.
Yeah.
I loved the show. It really runs the risk of if you redo it, it's going to be way worse than it can't live up, right?
Yeah,
so
I'd
be more open to like a spin-off where the original director and producers still have full control, same people, just same universe, different people. Leave Adventure Time, but make a spin-off of it.
So like other people in a different part of OO, basically.
Yeah, and that it's far more running the risk of tainting the legacy. But if they did it, I'd be over the moon with it.
Yeah, I think that would go well.
Doing something with. Sorry, Balago.
Yeah, I think that would work well though, because like you're following it in the same universe, same logic, kind of stuff like that, but you're not clashing with anything that has previously happened or like that.
That's what I like. I like some structured continuity. That's why I love the Pokemon.
It's basically it's like world building basically. So instead, as long as it doesn't like step on the toes of the main show or like sort of take away from that, then I don't really see any big problem with it.
Yeah,
I personally like this. I don't know how they do it, and this is again really risky because it like will run the chance of like ruining like the appeal of the backstory of the show. But I'd like to see the a bit more of like the Mushroom War, like maybe a series set during or beforehand, something like that. Could be just something interesting that they could do, because that's always been one of the biggest things that like interested me. That like such a fun children's show came into being, well, the universe came into being because of nuclear war, right? That like basically decimated all life on the planet and mutated into a fun cartoon animated show. But still, like, yikes, it's I don't know. I just think like while that could be really cool to do, really interesting, it does definitely run the risk of like if you fuck this up, you kind of ruin that whole aesthetic. The whole appeal of that.
I'd never. If they were like, "Hey, Jace, reboot Adventure Time," I'd go, "Fuck you, leave me alone."
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's a problem with rebooting a lot of shows. Is running the risk of tainting the original.
But yeah, if the producers and the original directors and everyone were like, "Let's do it," I'm like, I'd watch it. I'd support it full. I'd give that
Yeah.
my full support.
So I feel like so
The
more like
bigger
a
picture is
revival or a spin-off. Yeah.
total drama. Yeah, but I'd say more of a traditional reboot would be a total drama. I also did like the idea of doing a live-action total drama, where it's just like Survivor but self-aware.
Honestly, I'd actually kind of like that.
Out the
If
camera
it's
and
just
they're like,
if it's just a satirical show making fun
that
of
fat cunt,
shows
I
like-
hate it.
No, I feel like as well you don't have to change. Like the thing with total drama is like the cartoony element. Like you don't necessarily have to translate the slapstick humor to make it total drama. Just kind of keep the same sort of jokes, like or the same like humor. So like as long as it's sort of self-aware, the host is kind of a psychopath and everybody's a selfish dick and whatever. Just like
I have
as
a
long
good
as it's
idea.
still parodies, like yes,
It's like-
Yeah, this is sort of at this point. This is like sort of branching into a new show idea, but make a show that's like the sort of Survivor aspect of total drama, but then but the comedy from a show like The Office.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
you could do that.
I would watch that.
feel
I
like-
think that'd be quite entertaining.
But at the
Because,
same time,
like,
you're
you-
kind of right. That does seem like a different
Because
show, maybe by the same creators, but like,
Yeah,
you
but
know.
the
Sorry,
thing
go
with
on.
The Office's humor is it kind of makes it seem like it's a reality TV show of just a
like
bunch
a
of people in the
documentary
office.
almost, yeah.
And like really Survivor is a reality TV show, but they just put a bunch of people on a stranded island.
Mm.
So
It's like, I guess The Office feels like the bits of the documentary that they would usually cut out, like or like the
good way of
dicking around or whatever.
Yeah, that is actually a good way to
It's just
describe
like
it.
you kind of feel like you're the cameraman and like your directors just said like, "No, keep going, keep going." It's like the zoom in on like Jim's face. He's like,
do we really
"Why are
wanna
you people still
do
here?"
this?
Like the whole vibe. I feel like the whole vibe of shows like Total Drama and The Office is like it's basically like looking at the cameraman saying, "Why the fuck are you still here? Can you leave, please?" Kind of
Just all
thing.
the stupid
And,
behind the
been
scenes.
here for 5 years. Do you work
Like
here now?
it's way more obvious with The Office definitely, but
Yeah.
still sort of get that kind of feel like why the fuck are people? Why are you still filming this and showing it to people? This is the part you cut out, right? Like we did all the interesting stuff. Leave me alone now. This is just like the goose and gas and the bloopers. But yeah, I guess
Do I have your
it's like
support in rebooting it? Are we?
Total
I
drama,
would
yes.
vote
Adventure
Total Drama,
Time, no.
definitely.
I wouldn't reboot Adventure Time yet. It's too soon either way.
Fair enough.
I
Fair
think.
enough.
Yeah.
I wouldn't reboot it if you had like a not a well you couldn't do a revival, but if you had like your idea with like same universe or like something
As a
like
spin-off
that, something
series.
similar. Yeah, or like the same creators came back and said, "Let's go back to this world and do something on its own." I could support that, but I'd be more skeptical. But definitely,
Yeah.
I would say Total Drama, definitely thumbs up. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Connor, what do you think?
I like the total drama idea. I don't care for Adventure Time.
Honestly,
Really?
I
Never liked
I
it.
have
Whoa,
Adventure Time was a
I
bit hit
just
or miss
didn't
for me
enjoy it.
here too.
really?
Like,
Huh.
Yeah.
I was always a
the
big fan
time
of
of
it.
Adventure
Yeah, I
Time
liked it.
was when I was moving into adult shows. Like I was already
Okay.
like
Yeah.
the shows
I never-
was watching when I was in like year 4, year 5. So that would be 12? Was that?
Yeah, thereabouts.
I was watching crime
Oh,
shows, not
yeah.
animated shows. I was watching.
Honestly,
See, I was
I
the
stopped
opposite.
watching animated shows once my family dropped Foxtel, because my family was just like,
Yeah.
we're gonna stop paying for Foxtel, and they sort of just dropped it, and I'm like, okay,
We get it. You can afford Foxtel.
You're
Rich
Fox-
kid.
damn. we can't,
I'm kidding, I
we
had
just
to,
don't want to.
Okay.
No, but I was the
Who
opposite
uses
actually. I
live
used to watch a lot
television
of like
anymore?
live action shows and movies when I was a little kid, just because like yeah, I sort of had a mentality of like oh yeah, I'm a big boy. I watch cool adult shows that are real and edgy like.
I watch murder
WWE.
mysteries at 5
But,
years old.
Yeah, but then I sort of like as I got older, I sort of like looked back and kind of like started to appreciate a lot more of those like older cartoons. Like there are some shows that I'm still. So Adventure Time is one of the shows I got into first, that and Regular Show. But like there's some shows I'll still look back on and I'm thinking like I don't get why I don't understand or understand, but I'll never see the same way. Like Ben 10, I
remember my first experience with Adventure Time, because Adventure Time came to like the US and the States before it came to Australia. Fun fact. Yeah. But
wow.
Like the whole Cartoon Network thing came to US before it came to Australia.
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah.
So
I didn't watch a lot of cartoons.
My first experience with Adventure Time, and I think also Regular Show, both of those, was on like a flight in Europe. During one of our European trips, because we're rich, you know.
Wow.
I was looking through some of like the stuff on the like in-flight TV and movies and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I saw they had like Cartoon Network stuff on there, and I think I watched that, and that was my first exposure to those two shows. So
yeah. I never I never like fully watched like a lot of Cartoon Network stuff. The only Cartoon Network show I really watched as much as I did was Ben 10. Like I honestly do not even remember. Yeah, like I do not.
I've never watched it.
What?
I enjoyed it.
No.
I watched it.
How dare you?
I don't know how I came into watching it.
Ben 10, and I'll die on that hill. Okay, Beast Boy's better. Beast Boy's
cool.
Okay.
Okay.
It was always on after like.
Nah, Master Chief beats them both.
Probably.
But like Ben 10 was like the only show from Cartoon Network I really watched, and like I watched a couple episodes, like I think in and out of Adventure Time, because we didn't have like Cartoon Network or like channel series, whatever Cartoon Network's on.
Like you didn't have
Australia,
Foxtel, right?
No. So, but like because when we traveled to like Pakistan to like visit family and stuff, like the only few channels on that were kids channels and stuff that we would watch was like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, and Nickelodeon didn't really have anything we were interested at the time, and Cartoon Network had more animated stuff.
Guy.
No, yeah, I'm not a Nickelodeon. I didn't watch any Nickelodeon stuff, so I don't really know anyone from there.
Honestly,
SpongeBob.
me watching the reveal trailer for the Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl was like, who are these people?
Yeah, I know. All I knew, I looked at them and like,
I knew the Turtles, I knew the SpongeBob people, and I knew Danny Phantom from the Danny Phantom.
That is actually the exact same for me. That's all I really knew. Like I looked at them and say, "Oh, I know this design of this person, but I don't know who he is, who this guy is."
No, that's not no.
Like I recognize.
Oh no,
person.
sorry. I know Rugrats. I just never watched Rugrats.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
same.
Like some of these shows, like I've heard of, but I never really watched.
They made a Patrick Star TV show as well instead of like a spin-off.
Yeah, I've seen someone review over that. It was really weird, very strange.
It seems like a weird show to make. Anyway,
it is.
I do want to quickly just move on to the next topic, so I don't have to edit as much. So Connor, what was? Like, I'll be honest, but Connor. So, what were your shows we were the top?
Okay, let me hold on. So shows that I had down. So you got the Marvel Netflix series, because I've watched most of them, and I would love to see those come back either as continuations or as just a completely new series. Really, Arrow is another one because I really liked the show, and there's been some talks about it actually coming back for another season. Because of COVID and all that, Stephen Amell, prior going like, I don't want to do the show anymore. COVID happened, so he had like no work. So then apparently he called the guy that's doing all the shows, and it's like, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind being Green Arrow again. And that's been
desperate times.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like,
desperate times call for desperate measures.
Because he was already living in Canada. So, and that's where the shows were taking place. So he was just like, well, I'm in Canada, I'm not working, so can we get Arrow back up so I can work? And then the other one was...
they said, no, screw you, go find a better job. We're rebooting Arrow without you.
It's gonna be called
No, they're
nothing.
not. That's
Arrow's
not happening
gone.
anymore.
It's gonna be called Bo.
They were going to reboot it. Like,
We're gonna have
a
the intro
spin-off.
theme with just nothing afterwards. Sorry, go.
They were doing a spin-off called Arrow and the Canaries, which I believe has been cancelled. Like, it was they had Arrow end basically after 8 episodes. Then they had a pilot episode really for Green Arrow and the Canaries, and then they had another Arrow thing. And then like 3 months later, they're like, "Oh, yep, the show's not happening." Because nothing's happened for it, so everyone's like, "Oh, the show's ended." Then they
how was it reviewed? How was it met with audiences? Like, did the pilot make it to air, or did it not get past the executive?
Like, the pilot was more of like the way I felt when I was watching it was more like, well, we've got 2 episodes left we have to do. Let's just kind of show what the show would be. But they did it in a sense in which they didn't show what the show would be. Because the show would take place in the future, but they had that episode take place in the present, building up to like a funeral for Oliver Queen. So they had that building up, and it kind of was trying to showcase what might be the show, but then it's also basically just a normal episode.
Yeah, fair.
I like that.
Yeah, I like Arrow a lot too.
Thank you.
There was a lot.
It.
There was a lot with Arrow that I didn't watch all of Arrow, but I watched it when it first came out, the first few episodes, and then I kind of fell off. But I got back into that universe with The Flash, and I kind of stopped. Like, those CW shows, they felt like they did kind of go on for a bit, but at the same time, I still liked watching them because the ideas and the characters and the promise of them were always so interesting. Like, as well, we were apparently, like, in the last episode of Arrow, another spoiler again, they teased Green Lantern.
Yeah,
John Diggle.
They're
like,
teasing that still now.
Are they still?
Yeah.
Because like I heard that they were gonna have the show, but it's been like either cancelled or it's being like, from what I've heard, the future of it does not look very good. And I'm like, we're not getting a Green Lantern movie because executives think we don't want one because they made a bad one with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Like, he's not even bad in the movie, and the movie sucks. But it's like, yeah, the movie sucks. Doesn't mean we don't want Green Lantern. Like, now they cut him out of Justice League, and they downplayed their roles. Like, Warner Bros. Has no faith in Green Lantern, despite the promise of it. So anytime there's anything teased, it's like they just go out of their way to like either shut it down or just downplay it, or like yeah, maybe, you know, kind of thing, just shoved to the side. And I feel like a lot of the promise at the end of those shows at the end of Arrow really felt like there's so much you could do here and so many interesting directions you could go in, but like you're just choosing not to because like you don't have faith. But at the same time, it sort of ignores the premise of like how Arrow was, you know, found, the Arrowverse was created, how every big like cinematic TV and whatever universe was founded by having faith in one small project. You know, that is a bit of a risk, yes. But now that risk has established background, has established lore. There's stuff to build off of it. You know, there's more to come, and there's more you can use for that show. And it feels like I don't know, it just feels like a big wasted opportunity to like not capitalize on it, if that makes sense.
There's a lot of potential with the show, and they're not realizing it.
Yeah, or more so with the shows that could come out afterward, that they have teased and that they have
with
like
the verse,
with the universe. Yeah,
the thing is,
like right now, I think the only big thing they're caring about is Superman and Lois, which is really good, but you have to get a streaming service to watch it.
I mean, I'll be honest. My favorite part of Arrow was the Island arc. After that, I still enjoyed the show.
First 5.
First 4,
because
5 seasons.
So the reason for that is the show was only meant to be 5 seasons. The writers have come out and said that they had the first 5 seasons done. Like, they were all done. They had thought it all out, and then the network's like, oh yeah, we're
Just
renewing
make-
you for more seasons.
Well, that makes sense. I loved the first 5, and then because they had like hooked me already, I was welcoming the next ones. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be all in on a Arrow reboot.
I'm not.
I don't know.
The
Like a
reason why I
revival,
want a
maybe?
reboot
Not a
is
reboot.
because I like the show and I want more of the show, and as well as the fact that the universe
actually-
is dying, because Arrow is off air, Batwoman is ending at the final season. There's been
is it?
teasers, yeah,
Oh, what?
teasers that
Okay,
the
I want to talk about
actors
that
for
one after.
Barry
Sorry.
Allen and Iris West might be leaving Flash. Supergirl is ending as well at the end of this season, and then you have Superman and Lois. Alongside
Yeah,
that, you have
it's-
the cancelled Arrow and Canary show. You have the Green Lantern
Black
teasers.
Lightning.
Black Lightning, I think, is ended. I think it ended.
Yeah, it's ended. They cancelled it.
Ended a while back, and it's all like condensing down.
What's Batman doing nowadays?
He's not in
Fuck
the
all.
universe for that because when there's
They'll put anybody. Every
Dude, Batman's too
Batman-
busy getting the victory royales in Fortnite.
He's too
Come
busy.
on,
He's too
Victor.
busy.
Oh,
Not,
yeah.
he's too.
Oh,
No, Jace. He's too busy not eating out Catwoman. He wouldn't do it, and they just kicked him off the
Heroes
show.
don't do
Heroes
that.
don't do that. Heroes don't get a TV show. then.
Stop it now.
No,
heroes don't get
I like
TV
this.
shows.
They had a Birds of Prey TV show like years ago as well, which they kind of put in the Crisis crossover as well.
they
and,
put all like DC shows
in that
on it,
one-
though.
In that one, Batman is fucked off too. So every time they make a
There's a
Gotham-related
reason for
TV,
that.
either Batman is a child still, or he's just left.
No,
And it's
so-
like, what the fuck?
They aren't allowed to use Batman.
Yeah, that's the
Batman
thing, it's a
has
rights issue,
any
yeah.
movies, no, if he has movies, he isn't allowed on shows. That's
Yeah,
why
that's-
in
which is
the
stupid.
Justice League animated show, the second season, there's like no Batman.
What's the reasoning
Yeah.
behind that?
They
Which is, I think it's
they
stupid,
don't
I'll be
think,
honest.
from what I've heard, they don't think
Oh,
people
no.
can register
They don't
two
think we're
different
smart
versions.
enough to figure out.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's
Which
a
is
Batman
So stupid.
in for Arrowverse, and there's a Batman in the movies. They don't
Oh,
think
that's
people are
stupid.
smart
That-
enough to understand that. Which is
But at the
why
same
there's
time,
only
like,
one
use characters
Batman
like
every
Superman
time.
and the Flash,
oh.
like,
Can only ever
which
be
is like,
one Batman at a time.
like, I think that's so dumb.
Yeah.
Only
Like, I don't, like, I can almost understand the reasoning. I don't agree with it at all, but I almost understand it. But then they bring in characters like Superman into
Yeah,
the,
it
into the
seems a bit
CW.
odd.
Like as soon as you bring in a major character like that, all that logic is out the window.
Yeah, but
It's
there's no
gone.
plans for a
There's-
movie with them. I don't think. There's a Batman
Oh, there's
movie coming out.
the
so
Batman
there's no-
coming.
Yeah, so they're not using Batman.
Yeah,
Like Batman
Yeah,
is
but
using
so-
Titans, and that's not in as Batman. It's Bruce Wayne is in Titans. Batman
because he's
isn't
not
really.
even Batman in that anymore, is he? Like in the new trailer
trailer,
for the next
yeah.
season, I'm pretty sure he's told Dick like be a better Batman or whatever, like be better. You don't need to be a Batman. Like, can we just either don't like either use Batman or just like don't use Gotham at this point, or like stop saying like, oh he's like if he's just somewhere else, just say he's somewhere else, or just have like a neighboring city. Just make up a city. Who cares? All the
He's
cities
on
are
holiday.
made up. Like he's on a holiday. He took a vacation. He's like,
He's in
Oh,
New
God.
York with Marvel.
look, literally, all they need to do to make it make sense is just say he didn't recover after Bane attacked. There, that's it. They don't just say he gave up or he, like, I prefer him just be dead, honestly, or that he got his back broken and never recovered. But it's just really annoying seeing like, oh, he just gave up and he left. He's just not here anymore.
Kid hates Batman.
So
You
that's
heard it here
the
first.
one.
Dude, he's
in
just in
Arrow.
Fortnite at the
He
moment.
wants him dead. He's just in Fortnite,
Oh.
dude.
Yeah, he's getting the victory royales.
Just give him
That's what he's
time.
Man,
doing.
y'all know I love Batman. I just want him done some fucking justice. No pun
Some
intended again.
Justice League.
Justice League?
Yeah, but the
Sorry,
thing
Connor, you were
is,
saying.
in
With the ring,
Arrow,
yeah.
they're doing like the Arrowverse storyline is that Batman is an urban legend. They have name dropped that well, they've kind of hinted at Bruce Wayne being Batman in season 5 or 6.
Bruce Wayne might be Batman?
Well, so
that goes against the character. No, I'm kidding.
The way they do
I
it
just
is
knowing.
there's the always things like, oh yeah, Batman Bruce Wayne is very similar to Oliver Queen Green Arrow. Like, they're very similar base characters, really. So in Arrow, they were portraying him as Batman, basically, and they had multiple times in which he would name drop, going like, I can't be Green Arrow, that's stupid. Do you reckon Bruce Wayne's, like, they use Bruce Wayne, like, kind of like Batman, like, hinting towards the connection, to go like, yeah, I'm not Green Arrow, I'm a rich guy, can't be me.
Yeah.
And then there's no, like, full Batman thing, because they're saying that for movies, and then in Titans, through the trailer, it's kind of going like, oh yeah, Batman's going to probably nearly kill the Joker, and then go to dig like, I'm not doing this anymore, I nearly broke my rule.
I'm not excited about the Titans new season. I'll talk to you about that in a little bit. I'll put that in its own separate video. Connor, I'll talk to you about that. But I'll leave that for the moment. I'm not excited about it. But you were going to say the Netflix shows as well, and I think just for the sake of time, we can probably put yours and mine together, seeing as we're both doing the like Netflix shows, I guess.
Which Netflix show would you want to be brought back? If you could only pick one.
For me personally, I guess I don't really know which one. If I had to pick one, I guess I'd just say Daredevil, because it's consistently the best one. And I think either not a revival, or maybe a revival, like kind of picking up where season 3 left off, because there's actually like a sort of plot thread you can continue on from there. But really, I'd like all the characters just to like come into like this sort of Disney Plus Marvel arena. If they all have to be on Disney Plus, then I want them all to be there and be confirmed canon and everything. It's just like I think it makes things a lot neater, and it leaves a lot more options open to introduce these characters into movies potentially one day, which is a far cry, but I still love it to happen. And honestly, I'm just really a massive Daredevil is probably my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe thing that they've made. Right now, his comics are my favorite, probably one of my top 3 Marvel comics at the moment. And I don't know, I think that sort of grounded street level action it's almost sort of what I'm missing from the Spider-Man movies as well. It's sort of like what we're not getting from those street level grounded heroes is what the Netflix Marvel series are offering, and just that kind of world building that I like. With characters like Moon Knight and She-Hulk, who's very similar has similar aspects to Daredevil, and She-Hulk, who is also a lawyer.
I have no clue who that is.
Who's She-Hulk?
Who?
Or Moon Knight?
I think he's DC'd.
Jez,
you good?
He dead.
He's gone.
Oh, well, he's dead.
Alright, anyway.
Yeah, but I agree with you with Daredevil, because I think out of all the shows, Daredevil, I think, was probably the best one, and they left it kind of open-ended.
Yeah, because they had the Bullseye teaser.
Yeah, and it kind of left... They kind of ended it, but then there's also that part... I hate seeing Jason's video just frozen. There's the part where it hasn't fully closed off that branch.
Yeah.
There's still
there's more story to tell, clearly.
And I think
because it feels like the thing the Netflix shows, because they got folded into Disney so quickly. Honestly, it sucks that happened, but the person who owned the Marvel show, the Netflix series, was kind of a twat anyway. So it's, I guess, kind of for the best that they got into someone who's in capable hands. But sorry, I think it felt like all those Netflix shows kind of had to rush through their endings, do all their twists that they've been speaking of. Okay, we have one season to do everything else now, and after that, it's just gonna be gone. So yeah, we have to all do it now. Let's go. And I think Daredevil is probably the only one that the only one that paid off because it all tied so seamlessly together. But the other three shows I didn't end up finishing just because like I felt like I don't know, I felt like the creators themselves weren't as interested because like they were rushed and like, okay, well now I don't have a chance. Okay, like, now I don't have a chance or a reason to like keep going, so I may as well just end it out. With Data was like, well, we're fucked and it's over. Let's just go out with a bang and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I
like
think
we'll
that
tease it
is
just in case.
the
But
consensus as well with a lot of it, because I think a lot of the people that watched it enjoyed the Daredevil the most and really want, like, they want Charlie Cox, the guy that played Daredevil, back.
yeah.
Because they really enjoyed him. And then I've seen leaks, like people speculating that he's gonna show up in the new Spider-Man movie. And then I saw a thing a few days back saying that the guy that played Kingpin in Daredevil was
Vincent D'Onofrio.
It might be coming back.
Oh yeah.
That's good spam.
Yeah, so like just coming so yeah, I think that just bringing those Netflix shows would be something really interesting, and I think
Yeah, I agree.
They're
Marvel,
also the-
DC, yeah.
They're also
Shut the fuck up.
like you said this earlier, the like grounded
You guys
heroes,
seen Thor Ragnarok?
which
God
Wait,
damn it.
I'm just ignoring it.
kick him.
I'm ignoring it. Okay. And
Yeah.
like,
That's
so
legit the only
Netflix-
thing like Marvel or DC that I actually care about because I love that movie.
I can't kick him out.
Fair enough.
I don't have the power. But like
Hey,
the
it's my
grounded
opinion.
heroes. Yes, I know.
Oh, I can do
but
that now.
I'm trying to say something here, and you keep on interrupting me.
Just a second, and bada bing, bada keep going, Connor.
No, I'm gonna wait.
What?
You muted him.
Yeah, I'm muted.
Okay. Yeah,
Cool.
he's okay. I thought he was gonna come back and just start saying stuff.
No, I didn't know I had the power to do that. Hang on.
Grounded hero show and movies are kind of what's missing in both Marvel and DC in terms of the TV shows and movies. They don't have that grounded hero really, because all of the shows and the shows are kind of branching off. Like Arrowverse is kind of that they brought in multiverse and they're like, no more multiverse, and then that season they're like, multiverse exists. Like, this is from it's just okay. Talking to Bilal here, which I know has not watched any of them.
Yeah, I honestly do not know what is going on at the moment. I do not watch Marvel or DC at all. I watched Endgame and Infinity War, but that's and Thor Ragnarok, weirdly enough. So adds enjoyment there.
Yeah, like the thing with especially like the Marvel movies is they kind of all that big spectacle now. They don't have like that grounded movie that I think you kind of need to make that the bigger ones make sense. You need that that grounded one, which the Netflix series were and the like Arrow was for a bit, and you need that grounded. I don't know what these two are doing. You need that grounded show. Best thing is it's going to extend the timeout.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you need. I think I'm just going back over the same points. But I'll go to the other one I had. That was CSI, which was a show released in 2001, I think it was. And it was all about a crime happened, and they were solving it.
Mm-hmm.
That was the entire show. And it went 14 seasons up until it ended with one of the... I think there was 2 characters that were there for the entire 14 seasons.
Yeah.
And it ended with one of those characters going like, yeah, I'm going to Texas. Oh, there goes that's Cam. I'm going to Texas because I've been offered a job there. And then they're like, okay, that's it.
Cool.
And
Hello.
Big die.
Yo.
Sorry about that.
Welcome back, but my camera just died.
Is the podcast still going?
yeah,
Yes, don't worry, it's still going.
don't
What
worry,
did
I've
I
been
miss?
trying to keep talking.
Max, you can unmute yourself now.
No, we can't.
Alright.
Wait,
Oh, wait,
mute-
yeah, you can.
no, I unmuted him. He muted himself again.
No, so I unmuted him.
I
on my
can't
screen.
unmute mine. I can't
No,
unmute
yeah.
myself. I'm on my iPad.
Oh, okay.
I
there you
can't
go.
on my iPad.
Anyway, you're unmuted now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We both
So
tried
yeah, we were just
unmuting
finishing
him.
up basically what we were saying. He was talking about, but yeah, I guess just to wrap up, the other show I was going to talk about is Swamp Thing. This was on like one of DC's newer shows. I think it was sort of in that lineup of like Titans, Doom Patrol, and Swamp Thing. Well, they were kind of like the newer, more adult-oriented TV shows.
It's part of the Fantastic Four.
Shrek.
No, Thing.
No, Swamp Thing.
Yeah, so he's just got like some bad shape.
So he's just Shrek Thing. He's just Shrek if he was in the Fantastic Four.
Okay,
it's just Shrek and the Thing.
Okay. I'm just gonna explain Swamp Thing real quick. So basically, there's a guy, Alec Holland, who's a scientist.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. So there's a guy, Alec Holland, and he.
Can someone hurry up and cancel us on Twitter already?
Jace, you're up.
Okay.
Say the. No, but basically, Swamp Thing was basically a mystery TV show based around the comic book character who, like, yeah, Swamp Thing. So Swamp Thing's basically
I don't know
like.
how I predicted that.
So Swamp Thing's basically like the guardian of the green, who's like guards all like plant life and like sort of like nature matter.
I thought he was like the guardian of the color green. Like,
no,
how do you guard
like,
that's Green Lantern in a different universe.
Can I?
Okay.
Not even kidding. It is.
I just want to. Okay, I just need to. Let's get through this real quick.
Now we got another hour to record, so we're good.
So then, yeah. So basically, he's like the guardian of the all the plant life and like natural matter on Earth and whatever. And but basically, what they've done with the TV show is sort of like taking his origin, where he's like a scientist, and he's a scientist, and he's like sort of got chosen by the Earth after being killed by gangs, like criminals, and turned into this massive hulking like swamp creature. And it's really silly, the premises, I know it is, but like they sort of took it and they turned that into sort of like a mystery where they take his love interest, I forget her name at the moment, but it's basically her following like a string of disappearances after like a bunch of like criminals and like bodies have been like viscerally murdered and like destroyed after they like commit like crimes and like commit eco-terrorism and things like that. And it's like, I don't know, it's just a sort of interesting angle and a different take on a character that would have been otherwise, I think, incredibly hard to adapt. And the show itself, when it came out, it's a hard sell, but when it came out, it was like really well received. I've watched the first episode so far, and I really liked it so far. But after the first episode, like basically before the first episode even aired, Warner Brothers and DC were like, "Yeah, we're canceling it. You've got 10 episodes." Yeah, it went from 13 episodes to 10 episodes. They're like, "What the fuck? Who said to make a Swamp Thing TV show? Nah, cancel this bullshit." And they did, which really sucks because it was one of like. It's definitely better than fucking Titans. Like, the people behind it actually seem to give a shit and understand the character. Pardon?
Frick Batman.
Frick Batman. Frick Batman. Frick Batman.
The wiki says not to be confused with a Man Thing. Okay.
Alright, Man Thing. Man Thing is basically Marvel's equivalent. It's like the same thing, except he can't. Except Man Thing can't talk. So Man Thing can't talk, and when he stares at you, if you are afraid, you burst into flames, which is kind of unfair because he looks terrifying. But you see a giant swamp creature running up to you.
That's overpowered. You didn't know that.
It's like when biblically accurate angels.
That's getting wrong.
It's like when biblically
if your
accurate
opponent
angels.
is scared, your attacks deal extra fire damage.
No, it's like when biblically accurate angels say, "Be not afraid," and you're like, "Sir, this is the scariest moment of my life. You're a giant ring of fucking eyes and wings. I don't know what I'm looking at."
Do not be afraid.
What the fuck is? Are you afraid? Just burns into flames. Ah! But no, basically,
I'm not scared of anything.
But I just think
Holy shit!
I like a train reaction.
Look out! It's the train! The train!
It's the train! The train from Among Us! Oh no, he can't hear us! He's got AirPods in!
I love that this has become an inside joke and we didn't even record the actual fucking origin of it.
God damn it.
Yeah, we did.
But anyway, so personally, I would really like to see just because even if it would have sucked, I would have liked to see where the creator's actual vision would have wanted to go, because it seems really unfair that both Netflix Marvel series and something had to be essentially cut short drastically to accommodate for like big changes or like executive decisions, and it's just very, to me, unfortunate. So I guess we'll just do the final vote. Obviously, I think Connor and I kind of both agree that there should be more done with these universes, and like they should either have, if not a reboot, if not a revival, then a reboot where somebody can like try again. But I think we can both agree, we want something more to come out of this.
Yeah.
I am no reboot for Arrow. Yes, reboot for something.
Fuck
That's-
yeah.
But
I
on my
can't.
end,
It's like Arrow wrapped up pretty okay.
I
Yeah.
don't feel like I could really comment because I know nothing about any of these shows.
Yeah, neither do
That's
I.
fair. That's
Honestly, DC
That means
in
yes, they
general,
said- that
DC
means
I
yes.
don't really care about at the moment. Marvel, as I have two things that I want from Marvel. One, make more movies like Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And
Well,
two,
Love and Thunder's coming out, and that's supposed to be-
I'm actually really excited for that. Same director.
I am
would
too,
be.
actually. Yeah.
And I want them to give justice to Hawkeye, because Hawkeye is my favorite Marvel superhero, and I want him.
He's getting his TV show.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hawkeye, what's his super arrow? Super power.
Green Arrow's
Arrows?
cooler. Green Arrow's
Being able to
cooler because he
shoot.
gave all his money to homelessness.
And he came
In
from
the
an
comics,
island.
that is.
I mean, yeah, but
In the comics, Green Arrow basically put
Hawkeye
himself
loves
into
his
bank.
family. That's the strongest, as we know.
Oh,
Family's
yeah.
the strongest superpower.
It always comes back
Alright.
to family.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright. Well,
And
bye, Eddie.
friendship.
Do we
Oh,
have
wait, did I
a,
press the right thing?
do we have
No, I
final
didn't.
thoughts,
Friendship.
or do we just want to wrap up?
And there he
Ed's
goes.
gone.
I think,
Guess there is
sorry, Ed.
final thoughts.
Alright. Alright,
Oh,
we're
no.
good.
Will become
We're all
Family wasn't strong enough for you, Ed.
The family could not defend you against the
Family
discount.
now. They don't
so,
have admin
Bilal,
powers.
I guess.
Hold on.
Bilal, I guess. Final thoughts
Question in
I'll
general,
just go
There you go.
from
I don't know anything about any of this, to be honest.
Fair
Very,
enough,
He
very
means
Connor.
off the whole
confused.
podcast, bro, not of
the
that.
whole thing of everything.
Oh, just the whole podcast?
Yeah, of the
very
topic.
cool.
Yeah.
Of all
Very
all
cool.
people's topics, like
Bilal's just the worst.
like Bilal, do
why do we have-
do you have
Oh.
anything to
Harry
actually
back?
comment
Can
about
we get
what people have
can we
said?
get Harry back instead? Can we
We
trade
don't
him?
talk
all?
about. We don't
We
talk
don't
about.
talk.
Harry.
We don't talk about the Forbidden One.
Can we get Joe in here? How about we
Bilal's
get
made
Joe in here
sure of
instead?
that.
Alright, then I
What do
see
you
how-
mean?
let's get Joe
He
instead,
left the
then.
podcast on his own,
Oh,
but
Yeah,
of
yeah,
his
yeah,
own
yeah.
accord.
Yeah, he left on his
Well,
own.
Ladies and gentlemen, he left of his own accord.
Yeah.
you're supposed to
Yeah,
just
I don't
blink
wanna-
one eye
hang on a
at a time, not both.
I don't want
It's
to
like-
hear
it's like-
anything else about it. Okay, you're gonna get
it's like-
something.
wink
He
twice.
left
if
of
you
his
need
own
to.
volition.
It would be cooler if you had like a aerosol
I have
can.
two
so you
lighters.
could
I mean,
do like a
I
flamethrower.
do,
Oh,
No,
but I'm not
don't.
gonna do that inside.
Don't actually do
I'm a
it, though.
fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Okay.
did you have any actual final thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was quite. I think all our topics were pretty good.
anything in specific? Don't just say,
so
"Oh yeah,
vague.
I liked it."
I did like it.
I-
Okay, well,
Yeah, okay,
I-
but what did
well,
you like?
talking about
Specifically.
Well, you think about it. Connor, final thoughts.
I think we may have wasted 2 hours.
Hey, that's what this
Um,
podcast is all about.
I also
Yeah,
so
wasting our time and wasting the viewers' time.
Exactly.
That's how we
Wasting
go
my
here.
fucking time editing this shit.
So we're just wasting
Yes.
James's
Yeah.
time twice.
See you guys in January, I guess.
yeah. I think we did a decent job in which I think I was quite happy that I didn't talk for the first hour and a half, and then talked a lot for the next hour. That was quite nice.
True.
Yeah.
I think we all know that the oldest one here is Bilal, and he loves children's
What?
shows.
What?
Yeah. As the
So
eldest
I like to
member on this
point that out,
podcast.
that the oldest one here is the one that brought up a child's show.
Yeah.
Thought that was an interesting thing we did.
Wow.
Hey, you're not
Who's
wrong.
the youngest? Who's
That's
the youngest
a
one?
What?
That was the worst.
Jace
time
is
to
the youngest?
start a
When's your birthday, Jace?
March 03.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh shit. Connor, that was the worst time to stutter. Holy shit.
Yes. we all know Bilal loves children.
Oh God.
TV shows.
That's right.
TV show.
I didn't realize I stuttered in that. Okay.
I think it might get out of something, but it was just
Oh,
like, we all know
that's-
Paul loves children.
That's on you guys.
TV
then, 'cause
shows.
on the recording, it won't have cut out. Because it's
Oh,
from my
no.
point of view, really, so we're fine.
Oh.
Yeah,
thank
Bilal
God.
does love children.
Bilal enjoys children.
Oh, shut up.
Okay. Sorry, go.
TV shows.
I think
Allegedly,
Jace had the
allegedly.
best idea with the children.
I agree with that. I was.
Yeah, Jace's idea was good.
So I think
Yeah.
what Jace should do is Jace should make that reality and have teledrama. Here we go again. Post on his channel the full script
Total drama.
for every episode.
Here we go
Not
again.
again.
We could do it. We could do
I'm
it
not
like
gonna
this.
sing this 'cause it won't be right.
Yeah, I am
I'm so
actually.
glad I have you writing Up Gamer Part 2 with me.
I'm a creative mastermind. Don't worry.
You were the
Part
bad guy in
movie.
you were the bad guy in the Breakfast Club.
Coming never.
I was.
The play, the high school play specifically.
Yeah, that's right.
High school
But
fish
yeah.
fillet.
High
Max,
school music.
Final
Yeah.
thoughts, Max. Final thoughts.
I'm gonna say I think there are a lot of interesting ideas and definitely a really good discussion therein of the film television shows that we'd like to bring back and whatever. But I guess surprisingly, like Connor said, I think the one I was more surprised than I thought to be brought again we were excited to be brought back was Adventure Time. I didn't really I heard the pitch you bring it up before we started and I was like, Adventure Time, really? No, that seems like fan baity or whatever. But then when you explained it, went more in depth, I kind of saw, okay, yeah, that sort of idea, more so the same universe, or a bit down the line, the same creators, maybe going down a different story arc kind of thing would be definitely really something interesting I'd like to see. I really like the idea of a live action or at least a rebooted version of Total Drama. I think there's just a lot you could do with that I really like. Bilal, stop watching Thomas the Tank Engine. Go outside, talk to women or something.
I don't watch
Touch some
the
grass,
show.
bro. Touch some grass.
What? I don't watch the show. My brother watches it. I just hear the
My brother
background.
watches it.
Oh, your brother. Yeah, your brother. Your
Oh, your
brother
brother,
also
that's taller
watches
than you.
children's shows. Yeah.
And a lot taller
I'm
than
definitely
me.
also interested in Back Pocket, and also
Yeah.
just trying to get into
That is
Good
my
game as well.
afterwards.
Yeah, we should.
Huh?
Can we chuck Back
Yeah.
Pocket in the description?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description. Because that just always seems interesting to me. I have no real other thoughts on Connors because we basically did exactly the same thing. So not much else to
Fair
say.
enough.
But yeah, I think there are a lot of interesting ideas. Blah, touch grass.
Touch grass.
God.
Ball.
What?
Everybody.
Ed, final thoughts.
Okay.
Alright, thanks, Ed. Jay's
Jay,
final thoughts.
Okay, thank you very much, Max.
No, I'm kidding.
I have one thing I want to say,
Sauce
and
Among
that's
Us.
I can't believe they made me drive to work today only to tell me.
Oh my
my
god.
God, hold on.
Work, Ed! You don't work! You're a stain on capitalism. Jesus. Bilal, have you thought about it? Are you going to say
Yeah, no,
something
I-
besides, I like it? good.
No, I think your idea
You
was,
know those
was really good,
Thomases? I
Jace.
like the tank engines.
No, I think Jace's
You know-
idea was really good. On all the stuff
Are we
like
all
that.
just agreeing that
Um,
Jace's idea was the best?
Yes.
Yeah.
For a
Because
reboot
he
at
came with
least.
an actual pitch, not just
Yeah.
like, oh, we should bring it back.
To be fair,
No.
it feels like Chase thought this out, and everyone else,
Everyone else
oh,
was like,
we only had an hour.
what's
Fuck
a-
this."
Hey, I
old
thought
TV
mine
show that I
out.
like.
Give me
I
credit where I
know.
had some.
I had
But
notes.
Bilal
and
had his
everything,
research.
And you guys talk. No, I've got my fucking book of notes and everything. It's just me and Connor had the same thing, and you fuckers stretched it up to 2 hours.
Not me.
That was by
Not me. Ed and Bilal.
Hey, I didn't stretch it for that long.
Mine
Mine wasn't stretched for
My
that
section
long.
was like the
Good game.
shortest.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think Bilal's was probably the longest,
Mine was
Yeah.
some of the
He didn't
longest.
even
but
have
I-
yeah.
a pitch.
followed by
He just
probably
went
mine
to-
and Max.
Bilal
Yes.
was like, I like Thomas the Tank Engine.
I did
Oh,
not say that. I freaking hate it. No. I hate it.
My brother, what?
I
My
hate
brother
Thomas the
watches
Tank Engine, especially now that they're rebooting it, and I think they
No,
should
God.
kill the show.
I think they should bring it back, though.
My,
think they
my,
just had-
God damn it.
boys, my final thoughts are that to create a good reboot, you need to really think it through, because if you
Oh,
just
yeah,
go out
absolutely.
there and think, oh, I liked this show when I was a kid, like not so much
Yeah.
from the fans' perspective, but from a producer's or someone
Yeah.
that could feasibly
creators.
make it happen.
Yeah,
They-
that's
You
what
have
I
to
think that's what I
recapture
that's
what
what I
made it
said at the
special, the
beginning.
first
That's what I
place, yeah.
mentioned. Yeah, I think
Gotta-
I mentioned it as well. Like
You gotta
it's
make
better
sure
to
to do it
take it
right.
from like what you think is actually better for what you should be making, not for what the fans want.
And
Kind of.
honestly, I think it's there's way more cooler stories to be told that haven't been told yet than to retell one.
Mm.
So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
reboots have their place, but I think people should be less invested on them and more invested on new stuff coming out.
What can come after
Mm.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because
Out with
If
the
you're gonna
old
do
and
a
in with the
reboot-
new.
I think if you're gonna do a reboot, you have to recapture that same magic that the original had. And sometimes
that's-
to do that,
yeah.
you have to kind of disregard what the last one did, or not
Yeah.
just disregard, but like you have to say, this happened. This is its own thing, and
Yeah.
if we're gonna do the same thing again.
Acknowledge
You
it,
can just
but
put on-
still move away from.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's what like a lot of movie sequels struggle with, because you've already predetermined everything in the main movie, and then in the sequel you have to like introduce a new
Yeah.
thing, which
Have
can
to
screw it
capitalize on
up,
all
and
that,
like
yeah.
you can't like reintroduce the stuff that you've already introduced in the first movie that like made it good, and like you have to like
Yeah.
redo that same thing you did in the beginning, and that's going to be really hard when you've already done it once in the same universe.
100%. Bilal,
Anyway,
outro
Yeah.
time, Bilal.
Yeah, come
Outro
on.
time. Let's do it.
Yay! What do you want from an outro from me?
You need to tell them to
Yeah.
like. You need to tell them to subscribe. You got to tell them to subscribe to all our channels.
Ring the
You
bell.
got to tell them
Yes.
to ring the bell.
Except
Check out Back Pocket.
Yeah, check.
And,
Definitely
uh,
check.
Tune into Big
Great.
Talk because it's every month now.
Yeah, also check out
Every
my Twitch
monthly
channel.
podcast, apparently.
Oh, check out
Oh yeah.
Connor's Twitch.
Oh yeah, Connor is streaming. Yeah.
Okay, got all that?
Plug here. I'm
Ready?
gonna.
Yeah.
I'm check out my band YouTube channel.
Oh
too.
yeah, check out
Yeah.
Martians.
Okay, you ready, Blow? You got all that?
Check out,
Ready?
God damn it.
check
Got all
out
that?
the movie The
Got all that,
Martian.
Oh,
Blow?
stop recording. Stop recording.
Blow's doing an outro. Come on, Blow.
God damn it!
Hello.
Freaking
You gotta do
whatever. I'll
it.
do the outro. I'm fine. So yeah. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and all that stuff. Subscribe to all of our main channels along with this one.
Yeah, because this is Max's main channel.
This is on Max's main channel, right? Yeah. Sub to all of our
Subscribe to his side
channels.
channels.
Subscribe to my
Uh,
side hose.
Yeah, Connor's streaming on Twitch. Check Connor out on
He
Twitch.
doesn't even know
There's,
when I stream, does he?
I
He streams
don't-
when he streams, baby.
No,
Yeah,
there's an actual schedule.
Is there? I don't
Yes.
I haven't looked
I-
at it.
know. I didn't
can't
look
watch
at the
your streams,
schedule.
Connor. I'm
I didn't know
always
there
working,
was
man.
one.
Sorry, man.
There was Back Pocket, wasn't there? Yeah, Back
Yep.
Pocket. Yeah, check them out on Twitch. And Max has a band. Epic.
Connor, Blah, where can you find all the links to these things?
in the description. You
You
can
gotta
find
start
all the
Where's the
links in the
description,
description.
lol? I don't know where the
You gotta start
description
again. You
is.
gotta start
I'm a
again.
stupid child on YouTube.
Well,
You
then
have
you
to
should
sound
probably
like
not be
YouTube
watching this
page.
video if you are that Ed.
Don't
you'll be
tell
fucking
people
fine.
not to watch the video.
Connor, can you clip that part of Ed just saying I'm a stupid child on YouTube and just send it just
Clip
there?
clip it.
I'm a stupid child on YouTube.
Okay, for real, I'm just gonna end this.
yeah,
Thank you for that outro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But he's gonna do a
for
better one
listening
now.
to this episode of,
I did it.
Big Talk with, hopefully next time without BILLY502.
Damn
Um,
it.
Take
Take it.
Every
If I
month.
upload, am
Every
I
month.
allowed in the next
Every
one?
month. We're gonna
Every
try
month.
and get a monthly schedule
We do
going.
2 shows a month, one with and one without.
If I upload a video, am I allowed on the next podcast?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, because that'll
3.
get him to upload a video, so yes.
Okay.
Thanks for
Yeah.
watching, guys.
Every upload I
Thanks
Thanks
for
make.
watching, guys.
Be sure
subscribe
to
all the
like,
guys on here.
subscribe, and hit that bell.
Hit the bell.
Oh, don't. I'm not your dad. I don't really care what you do.
Yeah, Sam.
I
Do it
but yeah.
anyway.
Honestly,
I
who is still watching at this point?
Sub to Jace. Sub to Jace.
Me.
Yeah.
I probably started the outro when Bilal started doing his outro bit, just as a gag. I'm not gonna lie.
I think that's good, Connor. I think we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah.
end.